Hangout is on air, is live. All right, fantastic. Hey everyone, I am Heath Foley, the lead artist and founder of Red Panda Miniatures. I'm joined right now by Emily Fontana, owner, president, and Lord and Master of On the Lamb Games. Yeah, welcome to our Hobby Hangout sketch session. I'm going to be drawing a new character for the Wonderline for the Kickstarter. We're going to eventually introduce this one down the line. It's something I've been very excited about trying to get to. It's also another female character, which a lot of people have been very interested in hearing about, because the current lineup is, what, 4 dudes and a lady? And luckily, 2 of the first 3 stretch goals are also ladies, so it'll even out very quickly if we can get into stretch goals. So I'm also going to take a minute here, if you guys don't mind, to post things everywhere about the Hobby Hangout so people can come join us. I've invited a couple of people who are involved with the actual project. We'll see if they'll show up or not. Right now I've got Patrick Heath potentially going to be dropping in at some point or another. He's actually sculpting a character that's not on the Kickstarter at all. It's a secret that I've been holding back. Also, Elizabeth Beckley said she's probably going to join us at one point or another. She's actually our professional miniature painter. I'm not sure if Jonathan is going to show up. He's the actual guy who helped put together a lot of character ideas and helped put together the video. And of course, we've already got Emily down there with us hanging out. And she has actually been invaluable in setting up the beginning stages of this process, basically going, you should make a miniature line. And I went, really? And she went, yeah. So, well, she's a good friend, so we all know what's
I told you people would buy them.
Well, you know, the thing isn't funded yet. When the thing is funded, I'll fully believe that. I've also poured in a good amount of money already just getting these things produced. So
Well,
there's that.
you're pretty close to funding, right? You were at
Yes,
75% earlier.
we are very, very close.
Awesome. And you
It
still
is,
got a couple weeks left.
yeah. Probably a little over 2 weeks, around 17 or 18 days. We're currently a little over 75% funded, and it is going very well. And of course, we're in that middle part where things kind of slow down, but that's okay. We get a little bit of bits and pieces, people asking questions, backing it here and there. I'm hoping before the last couple of days, we're about near 5.5 or 5 grand, something like that. I feel like in the last 2 days, we'll be able to clear through this thing. So I'm feeling fairly confident. Trying to think. Oh, I'm also in the process of sending invites out and sharing news with people and blah blah blah. So we'll see what's up. Oh, and I should probably actually share my screen here. That'd be useful if I'm actually sketching out a character. Boom. Because who wants to look at my pretty face? No one. That's who. All right, and I've also got the question section open, or the chat section. I don't really care which one. If anybody pipes in here and asks any questions, that'll be great.
Well, the chat section is just between us in the stream. The QA section is anybody who visits the Google Events page. You'll also want to keep like a tab of Gmail open so you can see if there's activity on the actual YouTube page of somebody commenting. Because why would you want to have that feature embedded into the on air?
Listen, this, as far as I can tell, is magic. It's literally a video of me streaming my art to the world, which is a little alien to me. So that's always fun. Oh. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to make sure that that doesn't happen anymore.
Did you break something? Oh,
No.
the notifications. Yeah, you shouldn't have the notifications up. That would be bad.
Yeah, that would be
especially with your friends.
So why don't we change this over here? No. Yeah, we're going to. I'm super professional at this, guys. You have no idea.
It takes a few of these before you fully get the kinks out.
Yeah, yeah, true. Let me see.
And this is only your first time hosting, so.
Mute for 8 hours, or until I turn it back on. Mute. Boom. All right, I'm also going to keep that window open just in case, because I don't want anyone screwing around or doing that. Lock that. Awesome. Hopefully that should do it. And like I said, I invited along my friends to come and join and do stuff, so they may or may not pop in. We'll see what's up. All right, so what am I doing? So, as Emily can tell you, I've been designing animal characters for a very, very long time now. I just finally decided to make my own miniature line. I've done a lot of stuff for her on Brushfire. And birds. Birds are something I never really got a lot of practice drawing for Brushfire because they're kind of considered gods in that world, right?
Yeah. We didn't really want to deal with flying rules.
Yeah. So, oh no, not a Coke Zero.
You monster.
No, I'm the worst. So for the Kickstarter, there's been a whole bunch of different character designs that I've gone through and been playing with. Just to kind of see which ones I liked and which ones I wanted to work with. Yeah, what's up?
Did you post an update on the Kickstarter?
I did not post an update. Hello, sir. How's it going? Update on the Kickstarter. I'm the worst at this. Post update. Post update. Okay. Update. Live. Stream is currently live.
Is that ZBrush?
No, this is not. This is Photoshop CC. If I had skills to work in ZBrush, I would be in a whole different category. I would also never get anything done.
Yeah, I had a guy. He took and went to college, and then gave me a copy of his ZBrush to practice on. He goes, "Yeah, it took me about 6 months to finally figure out what I was doing." I'm like, I don't know if I have 6 months of my life to invest into just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, it's a little intensive, and I am one of those artists that, very sadly, I need to start learning different mediums and different ways to work in, and I just haven't had the opportunity yet.
I used to be quite good at Maya, and then I got out of practice, and now I'm quite terrible at it.
I think we've all been there. All right, let me see what is up. All right, update is going out. I'm officially going to hop in here and actually draw some stuff. That would probably be useful, seeing as that's the whole point.
No, nobody ever pays you to draw.
No, not at all. So, Tim, did you get in here from the Hobby Hangout or from the Kickstarter?
Yes, from the Hobby Hangout.
Sweet.
Yep. I've got about 20 minutes to kill before I head home, and I'm like, okay, this looks interesting. I'll take and pop on and see what's up.
Yeah, that's cool. Thanks for joining. I'm not sure if you got too many details on there. I'm actually a concept artist and starting my own Kickstarter and stuff, and I figured I'd do some live sketching of a character to kind of promote the thing for something that I want to do down the line, and this is my first official character for it, which I'm excited. Or not first official. This is the second live stream character I've done. She'll eventually be a stretch goal if I can get into it, but yeah, it's good stuff. I'm glad I opened this up to the Hobby Hangout. You know, I'm more than happy to get creative types in here to hang out and do stuff. Actually, helps out pretty gratuitously when you're designing a character and you can just ask a question and get a response immediately. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I'm being creative and doing stuff, typically what ends up happening is I'll get way too deep into my own head and not be able to conceive what I want to actually do anymore. So someone else is like, that looks dumb, and I'm like, got it.
Yeah, I know Jeremy I can't remember his last name, but he does a lot of the computer sculpting and stuff like that. And he had a bunch of people coming in and telling him, hey, this looks kind of weird or this looks kind of off, and he just made the adjustments, and he's like, yeah, I would have never really thought about that. So it definitely does help.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had a buddy of mine who snuck into one of these, and I didn't know it was him. I didn't recognize his voice at all, and he's like, that design doesn't look very feminine. And I was like, okay, cool. So I ended up tweaking a design on the spot, and it ended up looking a lot better. Here's the thing. If I had actually known it was him, I wouldn't have listened to him for a second.
Right.
Because he's a scoundrel. Right, Craig? I'm talking about you. If you ever watch this, or if you chime in, you're a scoundrel, and I know it. Oh, goodness. So if you guys don't mind, I kind of go stream of thought sometimes when I'm doing this stuff, if it's not the end of the world.
No, that's pretty standard from what I've seen.
Yeah. So, yeah, what I'm doing here. So, with the Wonderline, there's been a whole bunch of kind of sort of chibi, anthropomorphic, I think, is the best term for it. I really wanted to design some animal characters that could kind of fit in a fantasy world, because God help me, every time I play an RPG of some sort, I'm always the guy that wants to play some weird class. Like in D&D, I wanted to play like a four-armed drunken master mantis fighter, or a Tengu ninja thief rogue hybrid, or some other class, anything besides a human or an orc or a dwarf. So I've always wanted to make characters that kind of aligned with what I wanted to do. So after 6 years in the industry, I finally decided to kind of make some characters and put out some minis, because I figured I kind of knew the people and had the contacts, and luckily it's been getting a good response so far. I design minis that I would want to play myself, which that's the beautiful advantage, is that I can actually design minis and then get them sold, and then have a beautifully painted miniature on my desk that I got a studio painter to do, and just be like, this is my character, deal with it.
Just don't drop it.
No, don't drop it.
Yeah.
I am like a fumbling gorilla.
But that whole thought line of doing the minis that you want to have made is pretty much what we've done for the entirety of OTL. Is, there's been occasions where we'll prioritize something because we'll be like, oh yeah, that will totally sell against everything else. But there's a great number of things where it's like, screw it, I want this. I'm going to have Heath draw me one of these.
Yeah. Well, that's anytime I've ever worked on a Mantic game, like for Kings of War or any of that stuff, and they ask me to design things, typically they give me enough freedom that I can just kind of jump in and screw around, and then all of a sudden there's a character that looks like me, that's in some sci-fi or fantasy setting. I've only done it like 4 times. It's fine. Dreadball Rebel, I think there's one of those alt heads that looks exactly like me, and I'm a fan of that. But yeah, nothing like getting in the industry and actually designing minis that you want to play with. Although I will admit there is some of that automatic salesmanship. Like Tank, one of the minis we designed that the illustrious Elizabeth Beckley has painted up for us, which I can find a picture and show you, as a matter of fact. He was one of these miniatures that I've always wanted to have a copy of myself, and I ended up just freaking designing it. There it is. Ah. Elizabeth's penultimate expert work.
I really can't wait till I get a copy of that.
Yeah, me neither. I could always 3D print one, but that gets a little expensive.
Yeah, no.
Just get a production copy of it. So the biggest problem when you're starting on a new concept sketch for a character, I've clearly designed the anatomy for this sucker a little earlier, but posing is always tough, because I know what I want this character to be. I want her to be a kind of assassin. It's just, what kind of pose do I do? Do I do her in the middle of a fight, getting ready to pounce, getting ready to jump, running along? I don't really know. That's why I always kind of get into the stage, and that's why I gave this thing 3 hours, because I was like, I'm probably gonna need it.
Well, what sort of class are you thinking for her?
So I've already got a thief type, which obviously has a dual weapons, and this stuff's eventually going to be put into a game, so I don't have to really concern myself too much about rules right now.
Mhm.
I've already got a thief type character, and she's going to be agile. This character is going to be rawly about damage and disabling things.
Then what about giving her a Kusarigama?
Of course, Sam, you're going to come in here and reference something that I have no freaking idea what it is. What is a Kasari-sama?
Kusarigama.
Kasarigama. You better use your internet wizardry and look this
Yeah,
thing
I'm
up.
giving you a picture, okay? Give me a second. I have a paper in my off.
That's multitasking there.
Emily, I didn't understand a word of that. Could you repeat all of it?
You have a paintbrush in the mouth.
I was going to say, man, are you in a tattoo shop there?
There you go.
Yes, I am.
If you look in the little chat window, it is a Japanese weapon, also known as a sickle and chain in some cases.
Oh.
Basically, you have a small sickle that is connected to a chain with a weight at the other end of it.
I see.
You throw the weight at your opponent to throw them off guard or disable them for a second, knocking the wind out of them, and then you finish them off with the sickle. You can also very easily trap somebody with it. Let's see if I can find that video of a dude being awesome with it. Yeah, here we go. There it is being used against somebody with a katana.
Okay, give me a second.
It's honestly one of my favorite Japanese weapons.
God, what's going to happen here? This is the most meta thing that's ever existed.
Which the last time that I played a ninja in Pathfinder, I played a Strix, which is a bird person race, kind of like harpies, but not really.
Mm-hmm.
And so I flew around with a Kasarigama.
Well, it's interesting.
Yeah, the hard part about that is how thin the chain ends up being, in the long run.
Yeah, casting-wise, I imagine that would be a little bit of a nightmare.
Oh no, casting chain.
Emily, I've designed many characters for Emily that have feathers, bricks, chains, every texture you can imagine, so I'm sure you've been through it once before.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is you can actually 3D print things in a way that'll actually make the chain like an actual functioning chain.
Oh yeah, you can do crazy shit with 3D printing. I'm not going to be able to cast you a model that's going to have that ability, though.
Why not him?
I saw somebody had a block of chainmail that they had 3D printed, and it moved just like chainmail. I was like, wow, that's impressive.
That is impressive.
Heath, if you want to upgrade OTL's casting capabilities to be able to make movable chain, I will happily accept that donation.
Listen, all I'm going to say is we'll see where this Kickstarter goes. Although, it's always funny when you're running a Kickstarter and then you check KickTrack and you're like, oh, well, that's not what it's going to be at all.
Yeah, it is never accurate. Don't ever believe its lies.
Yeah. That's fine. I mean, if it wants to go, if it decides that I'm going to make 33 grand like it said I was going to do, and then a week later it's like, oh, it's going to be 16, you can do it. And then I'm pretty sure today it'll be like, dude, you're going to make like 3, deal with it.
Yeah, it bases its calculations on the last day's new pledges.
Yeah.
but all Kickstarters have like a U shape to their funding. Got a lot in the beginning, nothing in the middle, and then a lot at the end again. And then you lose a whole lot of hair and heart conditions during the middle as well, because you're looking at it, it's going nowhere, and you're like, oh god, I'm a failure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nothing like a little bit of stress to make your day work well. The first 3 days of the actual Kickstarter, I was
Did you actually sleep?
yeah, I got some. It was disjointed and not very good sleep, but I got some.
No, don't worry. By like the third Kickstarter you do, it gets a little better.
Yeah, the whole not freaking out the whole time thing would be
Yeah.
lovely.
Oh no, you still freak out the whole time, but you're able to manage it better. At least I am. Or you just be like Matt and have somebody else deal with the whole thing and not worry about it.
Mm-hmm. Wait, Matt just let someone else. Oh yeah, got it.
Haha.
For a second, I was like, "Who are you outsourcing to? And can I borrow them?"
If you want, I'll do it.
No, I think I need physically to watch this thing occur.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, another fun fact about Kickstarters. You have options on how you want to get warnings and messages from them, and those come in different forms. And if you're like me and you're dumb, you literally watch them all come in. So literally, anytime someone comments, backs in, backs out, does whatever, I get a message about it.
Yeah, I have a filter on my Gmail box to prevent me from getting those directly in my inbox,
Mm-hmm.
and just not try to bother with it too much.
Yeah. God, I love this freaking miniature line. Like
You better.
well, I'm not trying to, basically promote. Well, I kind of am. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. But I just like the idea of having characters with slightly different anatomy or animal characters that aren't exact 100% an animal in armor or just an animal. Kind of hoping I can tap into a nice little corner here. We'll see what's up. Okay, so what I'm doing right now, as far as character designing is going, there's 1,000 different processes for character design. Some people like to do the silhouette, where they'll basically silhouette of a character, find some kind of pose they like, and then have things. So they'll put out something like that, and then they'll play around with 1,000 different versions of it until they get something they find they like. That's a completely valid way of doing things. It's just not how I operate when I'm working on actual character designs. Typically, I like just kind of getting in there. I typically have an idea in my head of something I want to do or something I want to work on design-wise, and I just jump in the deep end, which doesn't always work, but it works a lot. So typically, I'm okay with it. Oh no! Don't steal a piece of your original design and then use it as an actual template. That'd be the worst, Heath.
God, you're so terrible at this art thing.
Horrible at it.
Well, it's time for me to head out, so I wish you the best of luck.
All right, I appreciate it, man. I'm gonna be at this for a while, so if you want to join back in later, feel free. If not, that's cool. Thanks for
Okay.
dropping by.
If anything, definitely, excuse me, post a link to your Kickstarter because I'd definitely like to check it out later.
Oh yeah, I'll make sure once I'm done with this, on the same Hobby Hangout link that you clicked on originally to get here, I'll post a Kickstarter extension link, whatever it is. I'll post it there. I'll
Cool.
make sure to get.
Have a good night.
You too, man.
Heath, when you get done with this and the broadcast is finished, make sure to go to your YouTube video manager and include a link to the Kickstarter in the video description.
Yeah. I'll make that happen.
Not that you have another 20,000 things that you have to do.
You know what? The list is getting longer by the day, but I'm kind of okay with it. I think I'm jacking up this anatomy a little bit, but that's okay. That's the beauty of Photoshop. By the way, how's it going, bud? Thanks for joining us.
No problem.
Did you find your way over here from the Kickstarter or from the Hobby Hangout?
The hangout.
Oh, very cool. Well, welcome. I am probably going to say this a couple of thousand different times. My name's Heath. I'm running a Kickstarter. It's for a series called Wonder. I'm just kind of sketching out a character for it right now. So yeah, that's the kind of basics of it. I like Hobby Hangout because it's always a bunch of really incredibly talented people kind of crafting things and painting miniatures and actually modeling things, but I don't see too many concept artists on there, so I've always kind of liked the idea of hopping on there and doing some concept art, which is what I'm in the middle of doing. Oh, Lord. The reason I gave myself such a big window is because I knew pretty much immediately the second I started doing this, I'd be talking and distracting myself. Typically, I can get out a good character sketch in no time, but yeah, I am clearly not doing the best job of that right now. That's okay.
It's better to take your time and have fun with it.
Yeah, that's what this is about for me. This is fun. Because I work in an architecture firm part of my time to help pay the bills, and then the other part of my time I do freelance illustration for different companies, character designs. Like I was just working on something for Bombshell Miniatures right before this. Hopefully Patrick Heath comes back and joins us at some point or another and hangs out. But
What are you working on for him?
he has a Kickstarter coming up. I don't want to share too many details, but I'm doing some counterblast artwork for him right now. We because he is a sculptor and I am an artist, he's actually doing some miniature sculpting for me. I'm kind of hoping he pops back in here and puts some finishing touches on something he's working on me for secret right now. But I'm doing some Kickstarter, or not Kickstarter, I'm doing some counterblast illustrations for him, which is really fun. Not many people give me a good opportunity to do illustrations. I do a lot of character design, but recently a lot of people have been picking me up to do illustration work, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I haven't done any Bombshell Babes work for him, but I've done a lot of counterblast stuff. It's just so much fun, man. Diesel punk sci-fi, freaking Rocketeer meets Star Wars. It's the best.
That sounds pretty cool. I know he's coming on our podcast next week. Not this week, 2 weeks.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, it's. I love Patrick Heath. He got so excited. He's like, I never listened to podcasts before. Now that I am, I want to go on all of them. And it's like, you're the man, Patrick Heath. That dude has an enthusiasm about him that is just toxic. Toxic Enthusiasm is the name of a punk band I want to make.
He is one of my favorite reasons for going to Adepticon.
Well, it's just funny. I got when I started working on this miniature line, I was getting them 3D printed, or I was getting it 3D sculpted through this group in Spain called Questron, and they do good work. But I was getting work done through them, and then I was talking to Patrick Heath because I had my first mini at Adepticon, and I was kind of showing it off, and he was like, Heath, let me ask you a question. Why don't you come to me with this first? And I was like, oh, God. Like, I was a little intimidated because, you know, Patrick Heath, he's got the kind of, he's got the white hair going on, and for some reason, that automatically means authority to me. So the second he's like, hey, what are you doing? I was like, oh, no. I don't know, man. So I ended up showing him a couple of designs, and he got really excited about the sculpts and or the possibility of doing some sculpting for me. And I was like, okay, cool. If you want to sculpt for this, man, let's make it happen.
Yeah, but Questron, Danny Quest is great. He does all of SDE stuff, and he does a lot of work for a lot of companies. So they do a lot of good stuff.
They also have they have a lot of other artists that they work with too. Like I think he's got like 6 or so sculptors in that little group that he works with. So I figured I started asking around in the early stages, you know, who would be a good resource for doing something kind of pseudo chibi. And luckily, somebody over at Manta Games pointed me in their direction. Was just like, yeah, you need to talk to these guys. And so of course, the second I do, I'm like, oh my God, you guys are the ones I need to be talking to. And I enjoy the first sculpts they've given me. They're clearly pretty nice. I'm not going to complain. I made a freaking Kickstarter out of it, so I'll probably be coming back to them with more work in the future here. I think what I need to do is make this character a little bit more aggressive. Be moving her forward a bit. Yeah, this is better. Of course, the pelvis kind of changes because characters have anatomy and they have to kind of follow it a little bit every now and then. What? Characters follow anatomy? Yes. Yes, they do. Even chibis. I've designed chibis for Soda Pop, and yeah, they still have an anatomy under that big-headed, adorable anime version of it. This is more like what I was aiming for. Awesome. You know that sweet moment when you're working on something and then it starts to kind of take shape? That's what's happening right now. It's beautiful. Oh, yeah. Man, I can't wait to get into the actual costuming and details of this thing. Only painful part is knowing that you got to set up a good base before you really get into it. By the way, if you guys get any questions, concept art-wise, feel free to shoot them my way. I am more than happy to answer all the questions you could possibly have. And come up with horrible answers for things I don't know anything about. I'm an expert at that. M knows.
Yeah. Far too well. Love you, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing, buddy?
Oh yeah, Em, I like the name of your new dog.
I thought you would. That was his name when we got him, so.
Oh, I'm sure. It makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, he is adorable, though. He is sitting right here now, just hanging out.
Mm-hmm. For those of you who don't know, there's a character in my Kickstarter campaign called Tank, and the dog's name is Tank. Oh no! Who is this vagabond Jesse Foley? Jess, Jess, I can't hear you, but I don't know if you knew this. We're actually recording this live. Everyone, this is my brother. I was going to say, we may even get a visit from my lovely nephew at some point or another here. Oh, no. Jess, I can't hear you. Oh, he's asleep. Got it. Okay. Well, that's okay. He probably wouldn't want any of this business anyways. Or you start drooling on your phone. He's a little young.
I put myself on mute. I've got company, so that's why. I didn't want to, like, overcrowd it.
Oh, no, it's okay. Don't worry about it, man.
I love the turtle. I asked you to post pictures of it behind the shell because it was such a great paint job.
That's right. That was you. I was trying to remember. I was going to say, that face looks familiar. Yeah,
More beard. It's tough. I get more hair, more beard. I unrecognizable sometimes.
It's okay. Pretty sure if I took off my facial hair at this point, A, no one would recognize me, and B, everyone would think I was a haggard 17-year-old who hasn't slept in 3 days.
Well, yeah, that's why I told you to change that picture on the Kickstarter page.
Yeah, that picture was terrible. I don't know what the hell.
It really was. Like, what the hell?
You know what? I gotta because I live in Atlanta and I go to a fancy haircutting place. One of the girls in the salon was like, "Hey, we don't do mini guys cuts. Can we take a photo of you?" And I was like, "Okay, that's fine." I'm like a rock star for 5 milliseconds. Then of course the photo comes out, looks nothing like me. Post it up on the Facebook preview, and everyone's like, everything is great except for this. By the way, my brother's face in that little window is highly entertaining to me because he's just like, what is happening right now? Luckily, I have a very supportive family. They kind of know what I'm doing.
What was your inspiration behind? I know you said the tank was named after the dog, but the turtle. It's a pretty bold move to go and remove the arm. A lot of people question on it. You know, people see it, and then it was interesting because it was a cool concept with it, and most people wouldn't go there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People want symmetry in their stuff, so it was, and it's probably, in my opinion, the best miniature.
Yeah, that's a lot of the responses I've been getting. Is a lot of people seem to really enjoy Tank as far as visually, and I think it's just because he's different. I mean, the whole line is relatively different, but no, these. I'm going to give you a little bit of history, and I'll make it short as I can, without going bananas. Jess, you're ridiculous. So the short version of the history is I did a webcomic about 10 years ago, and I was a hopeful young webcomic artist that didn't exactly know what he was doing and didn't keep up with it as much as he should. And all these characters, at least the first 3 of Roland, Kira, and Tank, were all drawn into this webcomic. And one of my long-term plans with the characters were to kind of introduce little bits and pieces. Like Roland was not going to be good at combat, but he got out of situations from luck more than actual fighting skill. I like the idea of at some point in the webcomic, Tank actually losing an arm and it being a huge moment, and he just learned to kind of get through surviving this traumatizing event and basically becoming even better at what he does, which is bashing people in the face. So when it came to designing miniatures for this line and eventually the game, one of the most fun ideas I had was to actually take Tank and make him battle damaged. Take off an arm, show that, you know, this guy that is so used to carrying around a big shield and doing some damage, he's not going to let losing an arm actually stop him. So I like the idea of these characters actually having a little bit more than just miniatures and design behind them. I actually like the idea of them having a personality to a certain degree. You know, I made sure very closely that, you know, Roland looks like, the miniature itself looks like he's charging in a battle, and he's kind of screaming because he doesn't know what he's going to do. Kira looks kind of like she's up to no good because she's going to sneak around because she's a thief. Ibexus looks grumpy as hell. Tank just looks confident and calm, like he's going to get in there and wreck something. So I'm trying to impart a lot of personality into these things because that's the way I envision them. It's not just a mini missing an arm, it's a character in my mind that lives and breathes to a certain extent. So that's the main reason I decided why he shouldn't have an arm, is because in his backstory he lost it.
I think it's great. I think it really speaks to a lot of people, especially like, and you probably didn't have this in mind when you're doing it, but like people who are like part of the Wounded Warriors Project, that kind of stuff, that life still goes on, you can still do your job and be amazing, even though that happened. It doesn't stop you.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to make a grand claim to say that that was my plan from the get-go. I literally was just designing for a cool mini.
It might not have been your plan, but that probably the side effect is great.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. It's actually been really fun to watch people kind of ask questions on Facebook, like, is this character missing an arm? And I'm like, yes, he is. He lost it in such and such in a battle, and he doesn't let it stop him. And the automatic response right after that has been, that's amazing. I want that mini. It's like, okay.
Heath, you're going to have to let me know how many emails you get about missing parts.
Oh, God.
Yeah, probably a disclaimer for that, but that's exactly it. I saw the model. I love the extra armor plating on him, the armor on the shoulder. I thought it was great. I'm like, this is so cool.
Oh, I'm glad you think so, man. That's awesome. That's exactly what I want to hear.
You should do, like, if you're going to do an updated story with them and it goes through, you should see if, like, the armor changes or their stuff changes and they become, like, sort of like a level up or something cool like that. But it's really, that was the one. Your other guy was really cool, but I think the armor turtle was just by far the selling point.
Hey, that's fantastic. It's been fun. Tank has definitely been one of the more popular designs that's come through there, and it's gotten a lot of response. But I've also gotten people saying a lot of the other designs are some of their favorites in there too, which is pretty cool. Which I love hearing. I'm an egotistical artist. I'm pretty sure my entire career has been. Jess is agreeing. Yep, that's true. I'm pretty sure my entire career has been one big attempt to get that piece of artwork from my childhood up on the refrigerator. That's at least what it feels like. Yeah, I'm glad he's turned into a favorite. I'm hoping some of these other designs in the actual expansion or the stretch goals, I'm hoping we can get into them because there's some fun stuff in there too. But I like the idea of actually progressing these designs along. Most likely, I'm going to have to re-edit these for the eventual board game we're working on because, you got to re-edit the poses for plastic and casting and all that stuff to make them either one piece or as limited amount pieces as you freaking can. And that's not a bad idea, is to actually maybe show, like, this is the first iteration of these characters. And
well, alternate poses, too, for the board game that would be a good selling point. So you have alternate poses, and you could do something different with them.
Mm-hmm. Couldn't hurt. As long as people from the Kickstarter don't feel like they're getting robbed at any given point or another. The last thing I want to do is make a big claim like these minis are going to have a game that they're going to be playable with. We're working on a game, for sure. It's going to happen. And I want every mini in this campaign to actually be playable within the game itself. But that doesn't mean that there's not room for changing and tweaking and editing things down the line, for sure. Plus, it'd be fun just to draw like progressions of those characters. Maybe show Roland, like literally. I had a guy ask me on the Kickstarter, so I know you're building a game. How is Roland going to work with this missing arm? And I was like, we may have to just soft roll that one out. Just ignore it. Like, oh no, he's not missing one arm. It's just a cool model. Don't worry about it. But if we're actually going to have to redesign some stuff, it may be plenty of room to do something where maybe he's got like a mechanical arm or some kind of steampunk thing added on top of it. I don't know. We'll see.
You probably don't even really need to do that. I mean, we've got a character in Endless who's missing an arm, and it doesn't really affect gameplay in any meaningful sense.
Yeah.
You just make the character play how you want them to play.
Mm-hmm. You know what? This is going to be drastic. I'm getting rid of it. Starting over. That's the thing, is that sometimes I get pretty deep into a pose and I just don't like it, or I get a better idea for it. And I think the idea I just came up with is going to A, make it easier to cast, and B, make it a little bit cooler. I can only hope.
I'll be the judge of that.
God, yeah, you will be.
That's why you like having me here. It's snarky rapport, right?
Yeah, snarky rapport, that's what this is. I hate you. I'm just kidding, yeah. You knew that already. I didn't have to say it.
Yeah, see who gives you booth space next year at Gen Con.
Oh, and anyone listening in, I'm going to be at Gen Con, and we are going to be at ReaperCon in October. I'm excited about both of those. Hopefully, I can get some of this product out or have something to sell. If not, that's fine. I'm just going to show up and have some awesome stuff to do.
Well, you'll definitely have something by ReaperCon.
You know what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this base sketch I worked on and I'm going to edit it a bit.
I'm going to try to go to ReaperCon myself. I've just never been before. I've been painting up a ton of their little chibis for a while. But we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be our first year, too.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm interested. I actually asked one of the guys from Reaper, how would a little boutique miniature line of, chibi anthropomorphized animal characters do? And he said, dude, they'd eat it up. I was like, okay, done. Worth the investment. Jess, what are you doing over there? You're going here. You're going crazy. Got to calm that down.
It definitely is very popular. The chibi anthropomorphic, like Patrick did one. Another company that sort of fell off, but they were going strong for a bit, was Meridian.
Mm-hmm.
But then they stopped, and I don't know what happened. But he had a bunch of cool ones. But yours have a little bit more detail in the overall body frame. So a lot of cool stuff with that. But style, that's for sure.
Yeah. I've designed, like I said, chibis for Soda Pop and done a lot of illustration work for them. And I'll tell you honestly, not only do they have awesome minis, they are an awesome company. I've literally gone around to conventions and bought stuff from people just because I like the people behind it. They are some of the best people I know. But yeah, I always have liked chibis just because they're easier for me to paint. I like eyes. I love painting and drawing eyes. They're a lot of fun, and you can put a lot of character into the eyes. I mean, you can see here on this character. I made sure her eyes were nice and big because I wanted that intense focus to them. And as a painter of minis, I want to have an easier time when I'm actually painting eyeballs. So I like to make them a little bit bigger. But like you were saying, stylistically it's different. Chibis are, I like them, but there's something about them that is off to me. Oh, I know what I'm going to do.
What class is this character you're drawing?
I'm thinking an assassin, because I have a thief, and we've already written up some very, 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 very primal early version rules for her, and she's going to be very dodge-oriented. Very quick, very low health. On this character, I want it to be glass cannon. A lot of damage. If you get caught, it's kind of a risk-reward system. So I imagine this one is kind of an assassin-y type character. It's I'll be honest with you, it's kind of inspired by the Hunters in Bloodborne. If you've ever played it, it's an excellent game. I enjoy it. But I like the idea of having this character that is kind of hunter of foul things and is playable within the game, because we have had
foul things.
Yep, foul things, and we have had ideas aplenty. Because here's the thing, coming up with the actual board game itself, we have 6 or 7 different ideas for settings. And I remember someone on the Kickstarter posted something about the potential, like, hey, you should share some concept art. And that was fine and all, but we don't have any concept art for the actual board game yet, just because it's still in development, man. We're just trying to figure out a board game that's going to be fun. So we've thought of like corrupted forest settings and oh, hey Ruxin, how's it going there? But we thought of corrupted forest settings and like a corrupted church, like a city-state, doing something in a swamp, something in a forest. So there's plenty of settings, there's plenty of opportunity to tell different stories for this actual campaign. Or where these characters fit in. I've actually got someone working on fluff nonstop here. What's my brother doing? He's on an adventure. Maybe Baby Weston's going to make an appearance. We'll see. Hey, Jamie. Nothing makes it a Heath Foley live stream like seeing your family. Actually, my family's half the reason I'm doing this, because they're actually being incredibly supportive of the whole process, which is fantastic. And there's Wrexham with the ball. Good God. Actually, one of the most fun things we've done for this Kickstarter so far is had people make suggestions for character designs. The idea is that we actually have... Do what now?
Do a pug.
Pug? Oh, I've got an idea for a pug. Which I love how there's another icon in this Google chat that's got a pug on it. That's adorable. Ooh, excuse me. No, I've got an idea for a pug right now. Oh, there we go.
My webcam.
That's adorable.
Do a
No,
pug.
I have. I got an idea. I can't remember the guy's name. I wish I did. Jess, if you want to come back and hang out later, that's totally cool. I get it. You're walking around with your phone. It's all good, dude. Thanks for dropping by. You're good. But yeah, so the pug idea. This is given to me by a guy at Adepticon, which I thought it was just one of the best ideas ever. He basically said, you should do a pug character. And then I thought about it, and I was like, well, what if I did, like, a pug Don Corleone, like did a Sicilian merchant lord gangster pug. I love the idea of this pug and this, like, big, frumpy Sicilian Renaissance outfit that's just sitting at a table that's just like, Buonasera.
That's awesome because pugs have a lot of extra skin anyways, so that's a cool concept.
Yeah, and it would be fun to actually get produced. I would enjoy it. I think seeing the actual sculpt come in bits and pieces would be the funniest thing ever. Can't be an assassin without a big hat. That's how they work, right?
Makes sense to me.
This is kind of awesome because I'm getting all the updates of chats and information on here as well. That's cool. You would enjoy a pug as well. A pug will eventually happen. It's just a matter of time. I was going to say, we'll just see how ham this Kickstarter goes. If it goes crazy, I've got designs lined up. I've got plenty lined up, but just don't have the cash to actually get them made into things. So
It'll go crazy at the end like at the very end, the last couple of days you'll see it go a little nuts, and that's because like I'm watching it right now. I haven't put anything in as well, but I don't post until the very end.
Well, yeah,
I'm one of those people.
Hey, dude, that makes sense. It's okay. I've got a lot of dollar backers on my campaign, and I understand what they're there for. They're just kind of watching it kind of tool along and seeing its progression, or if they're just interested. And part of me is just like, if you just backed it, you'd see we'd get our goal. But I don't blame anyone. I've done the same exact thing. That's what I did for Forgotten King from Soda Pop. I watched that thing until the end, and then I was like, damn it, they got me with all this extra stuff.
Yeah, I'm one of those people who usually ends up going like full hog right at the beginning, and then will change my mind partially through or near the end, and just to judge my pledge like 20 times.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I know exactly how that is.
I just can't imagine it being on the other end of the side of it, though. If it's your own Kickstarter, you want to be like, just back it, just get it done, just do it.
Yeah, yes and no. It's funny because once you understand the basics of Kickstarters, i.e., first 2 days are big, last 2 days are big, the middle kind of slows down, you get a little bit out of your head. But this being my first, I've seen a lot of people back in, back out, donate a lot, donate a little. Which is fantastic. It's all fine. You just kind of learn to watch it and just go like, all right, well, he wasn't interested, or all right, cool, someone else is into it. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it can be really stressful to see the backer has increased their pledge, backer has decreased their pledge, backer has canceled their pledge.
Yeah. And again, it's one of those things. It's cool. People are gonna back, and I mean, Matt and M had one of the most harrowing stories from Kickstarter runners' point of view I can imagine. It's right when a few years ago when the hurricane hit up north and caused like a crap ton of damage. Matt and M had people that were backed in their campaign for like $300 to $500 a piece that were having to back out just because they had to repair their house and stuff. That is, ugh. Not something I would want to deal with.
Yeah, Hurricane Sandy was not fun. Especially, after having all that happen and then driving home through Hurricane Sandy. Word of advice, never cross the Delaware Memorial Bridge during a hurricane. It's not fun.
Yeah.
Especially with a car that has a cargo container on the top of it.
Hmm.
Hey Heath, it was nice talking to you. I gotta let you go. I got a work call.
Hey, no worries, man. Talk to you later. Feel free to drop on by if you want.
Will do.
Hmm. Actually, I know what. Always fun to work on these designs. What kind of look am I going for now? I don't know. I think kind of a Van Helsing, um, vampire hunter kind of look. So there's definitely going to be. I know I want a collar of some sort. Big collar. I've always got that thing where it comes around the shoulders. because it's a cloak, I can have some fun with that idea overall. Oh. Is this my friend Craig? Or is this a new Craig? I'm not sure. I know a couple of Craigs. Oh, I just realized. I know what I can do. Hold on. It's just fun to do this live because it's a very stream of consciousness. Hmm.
Heath,
Hey, Craig.
what's up, bud?
Hey, man.
What
You're
are
not being
we?
a creep.
Say what?
You're not being a creep.
No, I'm too tired.
Fair enough.
Oh. So what are we drawing?
We are drawing a crow character.
Sweet.
Though I've changed my mind like 3 different times.
Looks assassin-y.
Yeah, that's the idea right now. Again, well, I'm kind of glad I gave myself some time. Because I think I'm probably going to go...
Definitely got that old school Plague Doctor vibe going.
But yeah, I mean, if I threw some goggles on her...
Yeah, be so good.
It's mildly terrifying.
Oh, Jesus. Well, I just wanted to stop in and say, hey, buddy.
That's cool. Appreciate you dropping in, dude.
Me and Jamie's 4 years, so, you know.
So, you know, you can't
You
go and
know.
hang out with Russ.
No, I'm not that lucky.
Oh, don't. Let's hope she doesn't hear this.
I feel bad. I've dipped on him for games for like a week straight.
You dipped on both of us, Craig.
Well, mostly him.
Yeah, it is. I'm not important enough.
You get
to...
busy. You have like Kickstarter things.
Yeah.
What are we at now, by the way?
Haven't changed much. Just a little bit past 450. I think it's like 4,590 something.
Swing.
Yeah, I don't want to put goggles on this lady. Yeah, you actually missed it. My brother keyed in a couple minutes ago.
I've met your brother twice.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool dude.
Yes, both times I believe were at a 4th of July celebration.
That makes sense. There are a lot of those.
I think was at his house. And he has a wife.
He does have a wife, and her name is Jamie.
It is, that's right. All the best wives are named Jamie.
Those are fighting words with someone. Unless Jamie's in the room with you, and then, no, it's the best. Hey, Jamie.
No, she's putting the baby down.
That way the romance can begin.
We're going through sleep regression.
I have no idea what that is.
It's where the baby doesn't want to go the fuck to sleep.
Oh, got it. That sounds particularly awful.
That's pretty fantastic. Let's see. Emily, how are you doing?
Doing good.
Sweet.
Slowly working on painting stuff.
Ah, so the actual point of these things.
It's not the... As long as you're creative and doing stuff, I think that's what's important.
God, I'm failing on all fronts.
You are, really. What are you even doing here, Craig?
I don't know. What are any of us doing here?
I don't know.
Wah,
Being
wah.
entertaining in the hopes that people will back Heath's Kickstarter for good deals of money.
Hey, listen, if they decide to, that's awesome. If they don't, I hate them. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Most
No.
honest Kickstarter runner ever.
Listen, the only time I've ever gotten frustrated is if someone backs in for $1 and then they back out for $1. Like, at that point, I'm like, you're in for $1, just watch it, man. Who knows where this thing's gonna go?
That's pretty awesome. I'm not gonna.
It happened the other day. I lost a backer, and I got a little panicked, so then I checked how much they backed for, and they're like, backed for $1. And I was like, what?
Now, the really annoying thing for me about Kickstarter in that regard is that when you cancel your pledge for something, it gives you a little survey about why did you cancel it. We never get that information.
Oh,
You
do
know?
you not?
It'd be really nice to actually get that of, oh, I didn't like the price, or oh, I don't like this person, or oh, financial reasons or something,
See, I didn't even know that I could back out of it, and now I'm a little sad that I missed the trolling opportunity to just go in and out for like $1 forever.
Okay, if you had done it for $1, that would have been okay. It's when some people will legitimately do it, and they'll back for like $1,000, and then they'll back out of it.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
because they want to see what the next stretch goal is. It's brutal.
That's just mean.
Yes.
Yeah, Mantic had that problem a lot.
Yeah, and here's the thing: is that when your Kickstarter is a little bit more titanically huge, like a Mantic one is, it tends to be a little bit more critical. Like, can you imagine you have a $25,000 stretch goal, and then you reach it, and you're like, here's the new thing, and then all of a sudden, like, $5,000 of that goes away, so you just got to sit there twiddling your thumbs.
Hoping it will come back one day. Yeah.
It really blows my mind what actually gets backed on Kickstarter.
Well,
Like-
what do you mean?
Like this
Like-
furry game.
I'm on the front page, right?
Yeah.
And the Baselet, a wearable subwoofer for your body, is backed for over 200,000 euros.
Yep.
What the actual fuck?
And then I sit there going like, oh, well, my Kickstarter that's offering an actual product that doesn't sound dumb is like at $4,000, and then it stops dead, and you're just like, dude, come on. It's pretty cool stuff. Okay, so this thing is starting to take form, which I like.
You said you had this.
I did that.
Oh, I thought this was.
Hey, Jamie.
I'm just watching.
Hey!
I'm just watching Heath dig around.
Oh, sorry, Heath. I thought Craig was like, oh, I have a video conference, and I was like, not sure if it was.
I did that already.
Oh.
I mean,
If Craig ever says he's got a video conference, just assume it has something to do with Russell or I, and
I
get mad at him.
legitimately had a video conference for business.
Look, you just be sure that she tips you well this time, okay? Because we got bills to pay.
Listen, Jamie, you should get him to make you a cup of tea, because...
You could theoretically categorize this as a business video conference.
Well, that's what I thought. I mean, I kind of thought so.
Yeah.
Wait, are you watching Heath draw?
Nope, this is pre-recorded.
No, it isn't. This isn't
All these
pre-recorded.
responses are as well.
Yeah.
This is an absolutely elaborate plot for Craig not to spend time with you.
Yes, we have a friend, and I don't know who this is, but this is Emily.
Actually, the pug picture is someone I know from college. That is Andrew.
Oh, hi, Andrew. Andrew's not talking to us.
It's okay. He doesn't need to. We're ridiculous.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go. You guys are fine.
Hi, Jamie.
Bye, bye.
Don't eat my sock.
I wasn't gonna.
Oh yeah, this is really starting to take some form, and I like it.
Oh, that says a lot that Jamie has closed the door on us.
Can you really blame her?
God, that didn't take long.
I don't blame her for a second. We are ridiculous.
Here you go, Craig. You missed this earlier, but
I missed it. Oh, what a cute puppers.
yeah.
Look at that pup.
I would show you mine, but they're with the baby. They stopped loving me.
Aw.
Yeah, I saw that adorable picture you posted about.
Oh my God, I know, right?
I just love how this thing is going to be like. This is recording live, and I'm going to post it to our YouTube page and in the Kickstarter update down the line. Whenever we're done, if someone wants to watch 3 hours of babbling nonsense, and I like how there's a point where it's just going to be like, Heath and Craig talk about stuff.
Heath, people watch Noah and I's 3-hour nonsense stream all the time, so, you know.
Yeah, true.
I watch a lot of nonsense streams.
Yeah, Craig is all sorts of down with the gamer streams.
The Twitches. Did you know that Twitch now has a category entitled social eating?
What?
Yes, just people eating and talking.
That's
It's crazy. Like it's weird and strangely intriguing.
I don't know how to feel about this, Craig.
I don't either. And as I'm watching you draw, I really want you to turn those into like giant waiters.
Andrew just sent me a message that said, "I watched someone playing Legos on Twitch." Like
Dude.
actual Andrew, actual Legos or a Lego video game?
I would watch somebody building a Lego model on Twitch.
If it's like a Lego Millennium Falcon, then that's a lot of your day gone.
I did Anakin Starfighter not too long ago.
Real Legos. Oh my god.
So good. So good. God, speaking of, your hangout is taking up all my bandwidth. I can't watch you and Twitch at the same time.
Oh no, you'll have to make a decision, Craig. What's it gonna be?
I'm still here, aren't I?
I know, I'm impressed.
But he's really hoping that Twitch stream will get some more frames.
Secretly.
It's okay. There's hot ladies playing video games on Twitch. I can't exactly compete with that.
Heath, you're the only hot lady I need.
Listen, because you're backing the campaign, as a friend, you get one free beard rub.
I'm so excited. You have no idea. I'm going to make the most of it.
Okay, to anyone who isn't directly knowing me on a day-by-day basis, Craig and our friend Russell and I all have been growing beards. Me for the longest so far, but Craig's is mighty and caveman-like. It's all that rich Italian blood.
I got it cut.
Yeah, sure. And Part of the deal I made with him, because he's backing the campaign very graciously, is that he gets one free beard rub. Something that he has been jonesing for a very long time, so there's much excitement to be had, apparently.
I'm pretty excited.
You should be.
I've also just discovered a new form of beer pong.
Oh, Roomba beer pong?
Oh my god.
Dude, internet. I'm on top of it.
So exciting.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
I'm bad at the normal version.
Yeah, beer pong was never really my strong point. I got a buddy who's super good at it. He does it sober, but he's still good at it. Intelligent discussions about concept art. Stream devolves into talking about watching Legos on Twitch. And beer pong Roombas. Although the video I watched, that guy did nail that shot, which I was very impressed by.
Yeah. Oh, geez, there's a plane crash in Peachtree City.
What?
Yeah.
That's not good.
Plantera Ridge Golf Course.
Really? Well, if there's a place to crash, it's a golf course.
You remember, like 2 years ago, the plane crashed on the marching band field at Stars Mill?
Did they? What?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it's like right before band camp, not this past summer, but the one before.
Oh.
That's all I have to say about plane crashes.
Craig could go on for a long while about plane crashes.
Hey, I've seen a lot of them.
You have. He was an air traffic controller. He's not just a fan of plane crashes on YouTube.
Not just a fan of death and destruction.
Well, you know.
Luckily, I've never seen anyone die from a plane crash.
True. That would be bad.
Yeah. But I have seen some pretty sweet plane crashes.
I was going to say the inevitability of death via plane crash seems highly likely.
You know, it's not as likely as what you would think. I mean, sometimes, yeah, you're done, but there's a lot you can do while crashing.
Well, Craig, why don't you tell us about airplane safety?
Dude, the best crash I ever saw was an A-10 aborting their takeoff while going way too fast. Went off the end of the runway and exploded into flames.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Assuming everyone made it out okay?
Yeah, the pilot ejected on the ground, and one of the civilian contractors that was in charge of like keeping the wildlife off the runway, he goes full, like Rambo, and runs towards this flaming wreckage of a plane to unsnap the pilot from his seat and run him out of there.
Wow.
It was pretty cool.
The fact that he actually did it sounds very impressive.
And then when they got in the truck, he just gassed it and started going and literally didn't stop until he was 2 miles away.
Would you in said scenario?
I probably wouldn't have gone that far, but yeah, I probably would have run some way. I mean, he's just literally the whole length of the runway, he's just gunning it as fast as he can.
That's a smart man.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the same type that, like, if I was swimming in the ocean and I got attacked by a shark, I'm going to be that dude that gets the adrenaline rush and then swims, like, faster than any Olympic swimmer ever. I also have the same reaction when a piece of seaweed touches my foot.
You're gonna get that mom lifting a car off of her child's strength and, like, one stroke paddle to shore.
Yep. Just whoosh, done.
Oh, goodness. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, this thing is taking shape. I like it. I like it much better than I like the other pose I was designing before. Think about the intensity of this one. I don't know.
It looks pretty good.
She looks very intense.
What's funny, I showed it to my friends Jonathan and Elizabeth, who may or may not show up at some point or another. I don't know anymore.
Liz. I love J. Liz.
Yeah. Good team. But Elizabeth saw this design, and she was immediately like, oh, that's super creepy. And I was like, yes. My adorable Disney-esque crow woman. Super creep. Yeah, better size down these actual dagger blades, though. So here's a design challenge. You're designing a bird character. How do they hold things?
I see you did decide to give her hands.
Well, to an extent. It's funny, Jonathan sent me a picture on Facebook of, what was it? It was that seagull from The Little Mermaid, and it showed him holding a dinglehopper. I remember it was called a dinglehopper. But it shows him holding a dinglehopper, and then there was another picture he showed me of like another bird cartoon hand holding like a pearl or something like that. And it was the answer I needed. Sure.
I would imagine you could like extend the end of the wing into like a thumb type thing, and then use their primary feathers for like fingers.
Yeah, that's kind of the thought process. Is it's not really a hand that has like knuckles and stuff. It's all smooth, kind of feathery.
And that's totally why we didn't have birds in Brushfire.
Yeah, makes sense. Kind of like it as a design challenge. It's fun. Figure it out, or it's not going to work. I'm also digging this bell shape and the mantou this thing is wearing.
Yeah, I really like that too. Looks really cool.
That's coming along. I know I've said that 1,000 times, but...
You'll say it 1,000 more.
Yep. Just when you're working on a design and things start progressing along the way you want it to, it's such a beautiful freaking moment. I don't know how else to describe it. Craig might know. Craig, it's like when you draw something. Craig, are you actually still there?
Yeah, sorry, I was looking at weird Kickstarters.
Oh, that's cool. But it's like, Craig can probably agree with this, it's like when you're writing something and you can actually start seeing it come together, like a good, coherent build. Also, for those of you who don't know, Craig is doing some
cough, majority of cough. Oh, excuse me.
What?
What?
What'd you just say?
Nothing, go on.
Oh, nothing at all. That's fine. But he may or may not be doing some writing for us, and we are excited to see what he produces.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I kind of, when I write, there's a lot of stream of consciousness going into it, and then you have to like take a step back and actually read it again because you have no idea what happened. And then you're like, oh yeah.
I was drunk when I wrote this.
Sometimes that helps.
Get you all loosey-goosey.
The editing process is my nemesis.
That's why you get friends to come in there and really annoy the crap out of you. Oh yeah, this is definitely coming along. I'm really happy.
Yeah. Is it weird that reminds me of our friend Rachel?
You know what? I used to design so many characters that sort of looked like her. Attractive, well-built, short-haired women. And I think by the time I realized I was doing it, I was like, oh, I better cut this out. All of my ladies look exactly the same.
They're all horrible.
They're all horrible and androgynous. No, if you guys had met my friend Roxy, you'd see she is a pretty lady who is very well built. And she makes for fun character designs because she's got such a freaking attitude. To the point where in high school, like you knock a book out of her hand, just playing around, she'll spit on you. That kind of person.
She did spit on me.
I know she spit on you. She threw a book in my face, man. She was violent.
She kicked me in the face one time.
So angry.
I was tickling her in her defense.
Yes. If there's anything I know, it is that tickling equals kicks in the face.
Yeah. And then she spit on me because I was beating the crap out of her in Quidditch World Cup.
You can tell our friends are the kind of people you want to hang out with and know. Anyways, that's who we're talking about.
Actually, and this is tangentially related, there is a documentary on Netflix about collegiate Quidditch.
You know what? When I was at SCAD, I saw kids playing Quidditch fairly regularly in the park over by my apartment.
Dude,
and
it's a super interesting documentary. Highly recommend.
well, it's like a documentary on furries. That is fascinating. And not at all what you would expect.
Last time I was at Dragon Con, you were there, Heath.
Yes.
We saw, who's the lady that plays Xena?
Lucy Lawless.
Yeah, we saw her. And she was very, very much interested in going to some of the after-party furry raves.
Yeah, I remember that. It'd probably be a good time, honestly. I think it would be an eye-opening experience to go to one of those things and just witness the glorious madness of all these people in costumes dancing.
Something would be open, that's for sure.
It would definitely be an interesting experience. And knowing Dragon Con, there's probably a furry party.
Oh, there
At
definitely is. I
at
did
least
some
3.
research.
Let me rephrase that. There's guaranteed furry parties, I just don't know how many at the same time.
It's generally the same group of people, and they just party every night.
Dude, there's one group that just goes around like they are a traveling party troupe. It's pretty rad.
I know. I was kind of gauging y'all's interest in nighttime activities because I was going to say maybe we want to go hang out, but
Greg, I'm gonna be there at Dragon Con pretty much every year it happens. Although not as Red Panda Miniatures, as an individual, because I'm not. It's too big of a party. For anyone on here or who is listening in who's never been to Dragon Con, it is easily over 100,000 people, 90% of them in costumes, and you don't even have to go to panels. You just go and hang out in the lobby and watch the glorious madness.
oh yeah. Sadly, I am sacrificing Dragon Con this year for Music Midtown.
Music Mint. Oh, okay. Because that sounds like a way more fun thing to do.
Hey man, it's gonna be good. Kesha's playing.
Oh, just leave my stream, Craig.
Who doesn't like Kesha?
I'm sure plenty of people. He needs a gun. Oh, wait, that's right, we haven't decided if we want guns in the world or not. That's a tough call.
How would she pull the trigger?
Feathers! Feather fingers.
Uh-huh.
But her fingers are made of hollow bones. The recoil itself would break her hand.
I literally have a character that doesn't have an arm.
Yeah?
So, the world of Wander is handicap friendly, is what you're saying.
It really is.
Alright, well then figure out a way of firing a gun when you have no fingers.
Whatever. You were being very...
I suppose it could be like push button.
She's being a negative Nancy, and I don't appreciate it.
Oh, you love my negativity.
Love it even more when you start getting giggly.
Yeah.
And no one, like, we're so unused to hearing it that it's like, what is this mutant that is before us?
Hey, you thought Adapticon was bad. You should have been here for the wedding.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sorry about that. With this whole Kickstarter stuff, it just gets mad.
No, it's totally understandable, man. Besides, we're gonna party at Gen Con.
Yeah, Gen Con party.
So Speaking of which, are you flying up, or are you riding with us or Liz?
I think the game plan was right up with Jonathan and Elizabeth.
Okay.
Are you kidding? I'm running a Kickstarter. I don't have money for anything.
Just checking.
Although I think I'm debating on doing it for ReaperCon.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm flying out to ReaperCon because I don't want to do that drive.
I've done that drive. I drove to San Antonio for PAX South, and that is an adventure.
Oh God, that's such a boring drive.
Yeah, it's awful. I remember there was one point where the GPS was like, merge onto said road, drive 438 miles, and I was like, did it just tell me to?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
My favorite thing is when we were driving and we were so deep in nowhere zone, and I literally saw a water park. We're like near the heart of Texas in the summer. Everything around us is dead or brown, and there's a freaking water park.
Was it the one just outside of San Antonio?
No, it was like 3 hours out.
Oh wow.
And I just remember looking at it and being like, this is some real estate mogul's brilliant idea. Put a water park way the hell out here. And clearly it was a bit of a mistake.
I probably went to that water park at some point.
Honestly, just to break up the monotony of the drive, I wouldn't blame you.
Well, I used to live in Texas, so.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Honestly, to break up the monotony of life, I don't blame you.
Yeah, it was not great. I am glad that I moved.
To glorious Florida.
I lived in Texas for 6 weeks in the middle of the summer, and that was enough.
I lived there for like 8 years.
Nope.
Then I moved to Maine, and that was awesome. I loved Maine.
A little
Maine
bit.
Great. Everybody should go to Maine some point. It's fantastic. It's like
really
Canada, but American.
I was really trying to find a pun to go with Maine, but I was having a really hard time. I don't think there is one. God, I failed. Used to be so good at puns. Go ahead, Craig.
I got nothing.
You were trying too, weren't you?
No, I mean I had one, but it was not good, and I'm not going to name the craft.
Mine was going to involve Maine, as in like Maine bee, like maybe, and then no, failed.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, I was going to say I'm pretty sure they eat mainly lobsters.
Yeah.
The McDonald's there will actually serve lobster.
See, it's not so much a pun as a sad truth.
I'm just trying to, like, that is such... I hope to God no one ever describes me in any sort of way that's like, it's both a pun and a sad truth.
Heath Foley.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I think the character is starting to come along really nicely. I'm very happy with it. I'm just trying to debate on pants.
No pants. She doesn't need pants.
She needs waders.
Well, I don't think pants, because I think the bird legs are actually one of the nice aspects of this design. But
yeah,
formal shorts.
I think doing something
spats or something would be really good. I think
doing some kind of mid-level dress thing.
Nah, spats. Especially if she's going to be running around being all assassiny and shit.
What about a skort?
Let's just throw in a pair of biker shorts.
Yeah, that's pretty much what spats are.
You know, they always
know nothing of women's clothing, Heath Foley.
Of course, if it's every girl I've ever met in a gym,
she's not going to talk to you.
Guaranteed.
I'm so sorry. That one was crazy.
You guys are really entertained by yourselves. This is like when Elizabeth hosted her hobby hangout the other week, and you guys just talk shit about me the entire time.
It's because you were creeping.
It was so fun for me.
It was the best.
You guys talked a bunch of garbage, and then I would pop in with some kind of GIF or something.
You mean GIF?
GIF. Right? I went there.
It's a GIF.
Totally a GIF.
I gotta go tell George that his giraffe has gotten loose. I lose 30 backers because I don't say GIF correctly.
Extremely possible.
That's a valid threat. And part of me wouldn't blame them. Part of me would be like, I get it. Another part of me would cry for 1,000 years.
It's okay.
Like, is that a yawn?
Dude, I worked all day.
I did too. I'm still at it. Like, damn.
I have a baby who's going through sleep regression.
You use that as an excuse forever, Craig.
I can for the next year.
Yeah, you can.
You know, until she leaves for college.
Yeah, in a year.
High expectations for that kid, huh?
Dude, you have no idea. We went to an aerialist show on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And I pretty much decided that I'm putting her in junior circus as soon as she can walk.
Oh, that's great. If there's anything kids love, it's rigorous amounts of physical training at a young age that isn't about fun.
Yeah.
Forced onto them by their parents.
Look,
That's totally not what happens in China.
just because I have her life planned out for her does not mean that she can't make choices.
It just means that you won't listen to them.
Right.
Raising Kids 101 by Craig Turner.
As Major League Baseball's first professional female player, she can play second base or first base.
Didn't she just play in like a ladies' league?
No, because that's not the MLB.
Hmm. Would it be the WLB?
I think there was.
Probably. Lost another 30 backers. He hates women. Get him out of here.
You can't draw them for shit, so.
Clearly, all the women I draw now are like bird people.
Yeah. So who's to say that's not what a female bird-human hybrid would not look like?
Anthropomorphic, Craig. Tried way too hard.
I didn't want to go for just anthropomorphic. I wanted to actually suggest that there was a hybrid created between the two species.
Like I somehow, like some guy found a crow in a tree, and he's just like, I'm gonna get
I was
that.
like, yeah, that's one sexy crow.
That's that bird is doing it for me. Bird's doing it. I just imagine a guy on like a safari trip, like one of those goofy ones that you go to in like Virginia, where you're just driving around a field and there's like lions crawling on your car, and the dude just sees an ostrich and he's just like,
The infamous safaris of Virginia.
I've been to those.
you know what I'm talking about though.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. We had one in Valdosta.
In V-Town?
Yeah, down in V-Town.
Or V-Town has the best safaris.
It actually had the elephant from Operation Dumbo Drop.
Wow, was it really depressing?
It was a little bit.
What's it like to meet a celebrity, Craig?
It was smelly.
See, only good news you can get from a Wonder live blog podcast Kickstarter thread.
Video thing.
Yeah, whatever this is.
You don't even know anymore, do you?
Dude, I don't know where I am right now.
It's grown beyond Heath's control.
It really has. I'm hoping that's what the case is eventually. Is that this thing actually takes off, and then all of a sudden I'm like, my goal from the get-go was, let me rephrase this. My goal is a base goal for the Kickstarter. We succeed, awesome. My dream for the Kickstarter was the thing to go so crazy that I had to start drafting up character designs to keep up with the demand. Probably not going to be the case right now, but, you know, you can always dream.
Maybe the second one.
Yeah, you got to build the brand.
Listen, for my first round of Kickstarter-ness, I'm feeling pretty good.
You should. You did. You've done a good job.
Hopefully haven't brutally alienated my entire backer group at some point or another. It's just a matter of time.
That'll happen eventually. When
Say
all your
something.
dark secrets come out.
So many dark secrets.
When we spread all of your dark secrets.
That one time in Tokyo.
That one time in Tokyo. What happened in Tokyo? I've been there, that's the thing. What do you know, Em?
Oh, Heath.
You know what? I actually have very I know a guy that went to Tokyo on a school trip when we were at SCAD, and he did some stuff, and I'm not going to talk about it on here because A, I think legally he'd come after me, and B, I'm trying a little bit not to make it like the most horrible adult podcast that's ever happened. F-bombs are acceptable, but what this guy did, he was in the red light district, and he almost got arrested.
Oh, Rapungi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, now I have to.
I like nearly died in Rapungi.
Lord.
Heath, didn't you try and find one of those underwear vending machines?
I did. I just didn't go down the red light district alleyways you got to get some of those. Oh, side note, listeners, it wasn't for me. No, I had a bet with a friend where the bet was, if I find one of these machines, I will get it, and then you have to smell these.
Oh, please
That
tell
was
me.
the bet. That was the entire bet. And luckily for her, I didn't find any.
Oh, God.
Yeah, can you imagine?
Yeah.
I'm still debating on these pants, man. I could probably do. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm tempted to do is to do something like this, where there are somewhat version of the pants, but it's like a capri, like a fantasy. I'm gonna hunt vampires capri, and kind of flares out. Just something like that.
Hold on, Heath.
Are you sending me something?
I am.
I don't know if I want it, Craig.
Something like that.
I will be right back, guys. I gotta go take the dog out.
Okay.
Fashion yet functionable.
Oh God, where is it?
It's not inappropriate.
No, I was just saying, like, I have to hunt it down.
Oh.
Oh, that's like a blouse
It's a dress.
that comes mid. That's, I don't know, man. A stiff breeze and you'll see everything.
Well, that's why you make it a skirt.
Okay, hold on. I'm not sure that one's gonna work out too spectacularly well there, bud. Although I appreciate the suggestion.
Are those knee pads?
Sort of. I'm imagining, like a lot of this has got things that are buckled over. Like you can see, oh God, my mouse is going a little ridiculous. Hold on. Like you can see here, I've got things that are kind of buckled over and like around her neck. So the idea would almost be to add some buckley bits, make it like leather armor that's kind of got a guard to it.
Or that's made entirely out of leather straps buckled around her.
Yeah, maybe. I did have a character design where I almost did that, Craig.
It's very, that feels very Resident Evil to me.
A lot of things buckling around other things.
Yes.
I'll leave it in for now. We'll see what's up. Ow! Stop it. Very Resident Evil. I haven't played Resident Evil in so long, I don't even know what's happening with that game anymore. I heard the new one's going to be first-person...
Full VR.
Well, what?
Yeah, it's first person with full VR integration.
Okay. Seeing as I don't have money for VR, I'm not going to really worry about that too much.
I'm just saying, I would not want to play that in VR because...
Oh, they've already got demos out of stuff that's in VR for like zombie-themed games and whatnot. It's like terrifying grandparents on the internet. Like I saw a granddad who literally was in like some zombie game where you had to like punch him away. The whole time I was just sitting there thinking, this looks like a really bad idea. And I'm really hoping the elderly like don't get a heart attack while they're doing this.
Yeah. Yeah. Heart attacks are bad.
Bad. Definitely bad. But yeah, Craig, I had to block our video game chat from doing little notifications and displays. Because I forgot that we have some compromising nicknames on that group chat right now.
I'm not going to lie, I was more sad that Russell cleared out my nickname than what he changed it to.
That made me laugh very hard. The fact that you were like a little upset by that.
I'm back. Did I miss Heath doing anything stupid?
No, just
Yes.
sketching away. Yeah, this is coming along. I'm happy. By the way, one of my buddies is a video production guy, Jonathan. For those of you who don't know, and I have a feeling that if Jonathan really wanted to troll me, all he would really need to do is take this video and just knock it down to, this is coming along, I'm really happy with this, and see how many times I actually say it.
It's gonna be a lot.
Yeah. Is that?
It's hard to tell when I can't see her face in darkness as well. Did that sentence make sense?
No. It didn't make any sense.
You have all the dark lines for the clothing. It's hard to tell though without the dark. I mean, I know you can't like just turn on the head and stuff, but.
Oh, well, I kind of can if you give me a second here. I just want to finish up these feet, and then I'll get working on her head. I just saved that for last because I started trying to draw a hat on it, and it just didn't look right at the time, which was much earlier in the podcast, whatever thing we're doing. The stuff. One of these days I'll get it right. I'll actually be a good host.
It's called a stream.
You're a stream.
I am a stream.
Stream of negativity. There we go. All right, that's good enough for now. Oh yeah, this is going to be a fun one. All right, let me actually get her head in here. Actually notch this down a little bit. I'm actually really happy. Right before this, I was working on that Patrick Heath illustration, and I'm digitally painting the whole thing, which is not really the way I'm used to doing things. But It'll definitely get you warmed up for a sketching session.
Yeah. I had a goal this week.
Which was?
Writing some stuff while I was at work while nothing was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And that has completely failed. Just FYI.
That's okay, dude. It's not like we're in any kind of rush.
Oh, but I am.
May her haunting, intense stare haunt your dreams forever.
Oh, she looks sad.
I was going for focused. I've apparently failed miserably. I feel like someone just told her, like, excuse me, ma'am, you're about to... Oh, wait, what's it called? Hold on. I'll think of it.
I'm sorry to say this, but it's feather fungus.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. I was going to say, sorry, ma'am, you've been audited. And this is the face she would make the whole time, just... Why, God? Why does this have to be happening to me? Why? It's so entertaining watching Heath draw stuff and go slowly insane while he's doing it.
Maybe it's just me, but it definitely looks like she's crying.
So, one thing to note is crow's eyes don't have irises.
No, they don't.
Okay.
Yeah, but crows also don't have fingers, so...
Yeah, I know. Well, you know, maybe at some point Heath would actually like to get his anatomy correct.
Nope, not doing it. I refuse.
Well, if it were a male crow, the anatomy would probably be a lot better.
Yeah, this is probably true.
Listen, I think you guys should give me a little bit of credit for not
No.
doing the thing every other fantasy series has ever done ever, which is you've got a new species of animal. There's like a shark guy. Okay, perfect example. Underwater creatures. Shark guy, shark girl. Shark guy is going to be this big, beefy monstrosity. Shark girl is going to be some like ultra attractive pseudo shark thing that also looks like you can mate with it. You look across a whole spectrum of fantasy designs of male and female versions of characters.
And the female is always bondable.
Yep. It's always some super attractive humanoid lady.
Except Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2 did a great job of that.
Yes, they did. Char?
Yeah.
Oh, someone's probably sitting out there like, oh yeah, gonna give me that Char lady. And if that's your thing, go for it.
Yeah. Tauren female always disappointed me.
The new models for Tauren disappoint me.
Well,
That too.
the troll. The troll's a perfect example for that. Because the troll dude looks like a freaking troll, and then the troll lady is like, oh, it's a night elf with tusks. Got it. Now, this character looks seriously perturbed, and I kind of love it. Does she need a hat? Probably.
Everybody needs a hat.
She needs a hat like the one the Sound of Music lady has. It's like an extended bowler.
An extended bowler?
Yeah.
You looking it up, Craig?
Yes.
Of course he is.
Literally Googled Sound of Music lady hat.
Oh, Google.
Now. Expect results, Craig.
Yeah, I'm working on it. It takes a minute.
really do think there should be internet badges, where if you do something, like if you quickly search on the internet for something, immediately after talking about it, you get an internet badge, or you find the perfect reaction GIF, internet badge.
Yeah, here it is. Found it. Oh, God, that picture was nowhere near as big as I thought it was going to be.
Oh, God, should I be worried?
Oh.
Always. Not necessarily about whatever Craig's sending along, but just, in general.
Just always
Worried.
be concerned.
Stay on your toes.
You never know.
Just realized this crow character could look like a crow or an albatross.
Albatross.
What? What? What is? Oh, God. Okay, there it is.
What? Okay.
So put her in a giant sun hat?
Yes! Sun hat. That's a good word for it.
Yeah, the actual photo, like the image that it sent to me on Facebook about this, I'll show you guys. Look at this. So he's talking about a hat picture, and what we got here is a beefy dude and a lady that's half naked. I don't know what's happening. This is what Craig sends me. Sure, has all the things to do with the hat. I wonder if anyone else is going to join this thing at one point or another, because I'm tired of talking to you two.
I had a great idea.
What?
What?
What'd you say? You had a great idea?
I said I missed it. Did you say I had a great idea while I was gone?
Yes, that's exactly what I said. You had a fantastic idea.
Good.
This is the most determined seagull you have ever seen. Someone dropped a hot dog, and this thing is going to go and snatch that thing up.
Oh, man. So when I lived in Texas, I lived in the southern part of it, just south of Houston a bit, fairly close to Galveston Beach. So we would drive out there every now and then. And there's a McDonald's right on the beach that has an outdoor sitting area that is mostly enclosed, because the seagulls will just come for your fucking fries. Like, dive bomb in, grab a fry, and fly right out.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, they are some incredibly ballsy seagulls.
Well, seagulls have officially turned into trash birds, so most trash birds are pretty ballsy by their own right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that eye. I need to fix this eye. This is driving me crazy. It's too disjointed and unfocused. I need it in a direction. There we go.
I really can't wait till the chameleon gets done so I can paint its eyes going in 2 different directions.
Yeah, that chameleon is going to be... I'm really excited about that one. And for those of you who don't know... There we go. So, yeah, as part of the Kickstarter campaign, I released the first stretch goal just because I figured the first one's kind of harmless to share, and a lot of people have gotten excited about it. But the first stretch goal character is going to be John the Bard, which should be the first character in there. And this is what he looks like, and I'm really, really freaking excited about the possibility of getting him in there. I just think as a miniature, with the balancing on the tail, this would be one of the most fun things ever.
Yeah, and that's definitely a model that you want done in resin and not metal.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll figure that one out.
just because of that balancing of the tail. And because then you can be like, hey, Em, can you do a run of these in clear? And I'll be like, sure, Heath. I hate you, but sure, Heath.
Can we do a run of these in clear? Greg, are you sending me a weapon suggestion?
I am.
So a curvy dagger?
It's called a Chris.
I still say Kasarigama, man.
Yeah. Here's the thing, is that the second I introduced as Red Panda and Wonder, everyone has been thinking it is very Asian-themed to a certain degree. And kind of trying to dodge that. So we'll see.
How does Wander be Asian?
Red Panda miniatures.
Okay. You said, and Wander. I'm like, how does the Wander aspect play into that?
I don't, it's the font I chose looks vaguely Asian, so people, when I first announced this, got very excited about the potential of a bunch of Asian anthropomorphized minis, which Patrick Heath just did with Critterkins.
Yeah, and we did those in Brushfire as well. They were not one of our best-selling factions. Well, the Japanese ones were. Japanese ones kicked ass.
The Otter Ashigaru.
Yeah, everybody loves the Otter Ashigaru. Bunny Samurai.
And that Rabbit Samurai was solid.
Yeah. I need to get him resculpted and throw him in Endless or something.
Greg, are your friends having drama on the book face?
Nope. Sending you another weapon suggestion.
Oh. Oh, God. I can't share that, Craig. It's oddly phallic-shaped, wouldn't you say?
If I had to describe it, Dick Sword would be what I said.
Yeah, Dick Sword would be very close. That honestly, as a weapon, that would hurt a lot.
Yeah, it's basically a giant metal bar of steel. I guess metal and steel are similar, but still.
One kind of is the other, so. It's kind of like squares and rectangles.
I fucking love squares and rectangles.
That is the most excited anyone has ever been about shapes.
I use that analogy on Jamie all the time.
And I'm sure she appreciates it.
Well, it started back when we were engaged. And I would still refer to myself as her boyfriend. And she'd be like, fiance, and I'd be like, well, fiance is a type of boyfriend. Let me tell you about squares and rectangles.
And then Craig died. Apples and oranges, dear. Apples and oranges. I'm surprised she just hasn't, punched you in the neck.
Oh, I know. She confused countries and continents earlier today, and I gave her a lot of shit for it, and she really should have just punched me.
Yeah. It's kind of the...
But it was really funny.
It was really funny, though. That time I relentlessly made fun of my wife. That's what you sound like.
I wouldn't say I'm the perfect husband, but I am the perfect husband.
I wouldn't say I'm amazing, but I'm not going to stop you from saying I'm amazing. Oh. I'm really glad I didn't go with that earlier pose I was working on.
Oh God! All right, I think that's it for me, buddy.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming and hanging out, bud.
Yeah, I'll catch you on the flip side. I have some Google Docs I need to share with you.
Ooh, make it happen.
Yeah, I I have one more thing that I want to finish up first, and it's going to be like a 2-pager.
Ooh, 2-pager. So much information.
Well, I'm going to more or less make up the entire story of the Unification War.
Oh, fancy.
I know, right?
The War of Eastern Aggression?
The War of Big Cat Aggression.
God, big cats. I'm sure there's some people out there that are just dying to know about the actual story in this thing.
Dude, that's
Nobody
all.
ever actually cares about the story.
Dude, like, my biggest problem with Overwatch is I don't know enough of the lore, and it's not easily accessible.
Is there actually lore in that game?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It exists, and it is interesting.
It's there. I wish there was more of it.
Really. I mean, they put out those little snippet video things, like before the release, and those were so interesting. Really the best part of the game.
Well, they're talking about doing more, so one can hope.
I would watch a Blizzard-funded Overwatch movie.
Listen, I think most of us would watch Blizzard's CG team actually produce some stuff, especially when they're doing like Pixar level kind of graphics with things.
Also, while we're talking about movies, quick side note, I was really sad that there were no trolls in Warhammer.
Warcraft?
That's what I meant to say. So I've been playing a lot of Total War Warhammer. Warcraft is what I meant to say.
Craig, it's okay. I was at Adepticon, which is a giant Warhammer and Warhammer Fantasy and Warhammer 40K tournament, and I literally popped in there and was like, "So Tyranids belong to Warhammer?" And that's not what you do at this convention. That's what gets
Yeah,
you.
that was just like red curd stretched. Everybody just stopped and turned for a minute. And then we all just pretended that we weren't actually with Heath, and he was just some nut job sitting next to us.
Yeah, everybody knows that's 40K. Come on.
Yeah, clearly, Craig. Yeah, some trolls would have been. I mean, they threw in the Draenei, which I thought was an interesting choice.
They were in that? I haven't seen the movie yet, so.
I don't remember seeing them.
Yeah, they were at the beginning, dude.
Oh,
Remember?
I didn't see any trolls though.
Yeah, there were no trolls.
I need me some Zul'jin.
Yeah.
Need it. I need it. So, all right. Well, I'll catch you later.
Peace.
Bye.
Get easy, dude. So, Em, what are you actually painting up over there?
Gambit.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is this for night miniatures?
Yeah.
Saw what Elizabeth did with some of those, and it is really impressive.
Yeah, she is amazing. Don't compare mine to hers at all.
Well, yeah, that's what we can all say.
But yeah, my buddy owns a game shop, and he has talked me into getting into the Marvel game. So I picked up Gambit this week.
Yeah. Well, I think we may get a visit from Elizabeth.
Oh, that's good.
By the way, thanks for sticking around, Andrew. I don't know if you're actually still there or not, or you're just listening in passively. Totally cool. She does look a little concerned. Ah, he's still here. All right. So we might have a wild Elizabeth appear.
That'll be fun.
Hmm. I like this hat, but I don't like what it's doing to her face. I think we could have a little editing here. Make it look a little angrier. Not that angry. Angry Bird. Oh no. Why did I have to say that? I'm sorry.
Are you, though?
Not really. I just love the fact that there's an Angry Birds movie coming out, like 3 years after the thing died.
Yeah, it is kind of ridiculous.
Oh, very cool. That guy's coming along.
Yeah, it's the first time I've actually managed to paint something that I haven't produced in forever. So thank you for that, Heath. You've given me time to paint.
You're welcome. Okay, hold on. Liz is going to join us. Let me get her in here. Oh, I am not sure who is watching on YouTube or just watching through the Google Hangout. I posted all sorts of links. Elizabeth Beckley is going to come and hang out with us, who is the person who has painted up Tank and Roland, and she's working on Kira right now, and she is a grade A talent.
She is amazing. Everybody loves her.
And she wins contests and competitions and stuff. It's all sorts of good. Also fantastic because I'm making some freaking headway with this character, and it's taking me exactly as long as I thought it was going to take. Everyone still here?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. You just stopped moving dead, and I was like, oh no.
Sorry, I'll be more animated.
Yeah, dance around. That's what people like to see.
Yeah.
Give them a show. All right, let me see. Yeah, she's super creepy.
Yeah, she looks good.
That's good. Can't wait to actually get into coloring her and whatnot. Although I gotta admit, I'm learning very quickly about myself that this is the fun part of the process for me, is the actual sketching out of the character and figuring out the like little details and widgets at the beginning stages here. I'm literally gonna spend 10 minutes just trying to figure out this hat. Have I saved? No, I have not.
You probably should.
Probably not a bad idea. Save as, oh god, where is it gonna go? I'll just put it on the desktop, that's fine. Ooh, piece of candy. I was gonna say that's funny coming from Andrew because he probably knows that when we were at SCAD and having like rolling blackouts every now and then, it was almost like living in a third world country sometimes. He just laughed. That's awesome. I think.
So, Heath, I need to share this with you because the stupidity of it is too great for only me to know. There's a Tetris film being made.
And they're already making it into a trilogy.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why you would put us all through that.
Because I saw it and I had to spread it like an STD or the video from The Ring. You know, I just can't hang on to that.
I can't. I just. That's inside of me now, and I need to get it out. Something about this needs to change in her eye. Okay, I think that was part of it. Showing that huntery, slight aggravation, but also kind of just uncaring. Like, yes, I'm here, and I will murder all of you.
So it's basically the expression I give, like, day 4 of the con, early in the morning.
Pretty much. Did you send me an invite via Hangout telling me to install the damn app? And I have to already. Let me see if I can't get her in here.
At the top of the page, there should be a little button you can click for invite people, and that will give you just a link you can copy paste and send to her in a Facebook message.
I already did that.
Oh, okay.
Trying to get Elizabeth in here. I just really want to get Liz in here. So it's actually funny. Craig had some incredibly good insight on a design I was doing early on. Not today, but on another hangout where I was working on that tree frog. You remember him?
Mm-hmm.
And he said it wasn't feminine enough. And I just completely remembered that.
What you drawing, Heath?
Drawing crow ladies.
Hey, Liz.
Hi, Em. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm just on my phone.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay. Well, the computer's too old now to handle it.
Aww.
Yeah, and Jonathan's gonna sit down and work, so I can't even connect to Jonathan's computer. That's what I'm doing from now on. So.
That makes sense.
The computer on my desk died.
That's not good.
No, it's okay.
It's okay. I know how that is. I feel bad because you had your Google Hangout that we had the other week, and I literally lost my goddamn mind because my.
It was fun.
It was embarrassing, is what it was.
No, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Em and I sat and made fun of you the whole time, and all you could do was listen.
There's one thing I love. It's being made fun of while I can't respond.
Yep.
No, I was having a really good time screwing with you guys.
Is Craig here? Did Craig show up?
He did for a minute, and then he bailed.
Oh, who's the person with the little pug?
That is Andrew. That is an old buddy of mine from college who's hanging out and listening in.
Oh. Yeah, sorry I didn't jump on sooner. We were at his mom's for quite a while. It's really nice up there, so.
It's okay. I can dig it.
Yeah.
I'm just sketching away. I've gotten this character pretty freaking far.
It's awesome and creepy. Em, tell him it's super creepy.
What, the crow?
Yeah.
She's cute.
She's so creepy. I'm just painting.
You working on?
You should have her fluff bee though, that people keep thinking she's much older than she actually is. Because she does look kind of old, but that's just a crow being a crow.
Mm-hmm. Crow life.
That's pretty awesome, crow life. What do you think I'm working on?
20. You painting, I'm guessing Kira or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How much I wish your computer still working.
I know. I'm sorry. It's you can ask Em. It totally spazzed out last week.
Okay. There'll eventually be photos of it. I was excited to potentially get you and Patrick Heath in here to possibly show off, because Kira I know is probably coming along beautifully, and Patrick Heath is I don't know if I've shown you recently or not, but that side design I'm getting him to work on is coming along beautifully.
That's awesome.
See, if this thing had like 80 viewers, then they'd all see some awesome secret stuff. And maybe we do. Who knows?
Awesome secret song stuff.
Awesome secret stuff.
I just started working on Cure today.
That's cool.
I got a couple of things I'm working on. I'm working on super secret stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you're in this industry just long enough, is that you have to sign so many NDAs and do so many like secret things. It's just like, oh, cool.
Oh man, yeah. I really can't wait till I can start talking about our actual like proper chibi project.
Whoa there, Liz.
Hi friends, I like chibis.
I know. That's why I sent you that art from it earlier.
What? When did you send me art?
I sent you art like the other day on Facebook Messenger.
Aw, did I not? I don't know. I think you were messaging me. Was it over the weekend?
Yeah, it was on Saturday.
Oh yeah, I need to go back and look at it. I put my phone away Saturday night, so.
No, that's fine. I know. You don't like talking to me. You don't invite me to your hangouts. You just don't respond to my messages.
No.
She's so mean.
I know.
Okay, so I just got an official question of how long. Oh, how
That's for
long
me.
do you normally spend on a painted model? I'm sure that is towards Liz, because I don't paint models.
That's Andrew. Andrew was asking.
Yep.
You put me on the spot. I think I was gonna respond in the text, but I guess I can just answer it because he's listening.
Yeah.
So I spend probably I think I spent about 2 days on Tank, didn't I, Heath?
Yeah, just about.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a little off and on, so.
Yeah, it was off and on, and Kira might be a little longer, but she's tinier. She's definitely easier to paint. I'm probably gonna put maybe 10 to 15 hours into her. So.
That'll be super exciting.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what you do with her.
I know. And then do I airbrush? I use a regular brush. Most of the time. You know what? I airbrush the larger models, but not very often. And
well, you use it at the beginning to paint
the
base
primer,
layer, right?
Because we live in Georgia, so airbrushing is amazing for the primer. But no, Em, I was gonna say, and I gotta paint your models for Gen Con too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a couple of those.
I do. I want to paint the Sailor Girl.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing that.
Do you have a paint? You don't have a painted version of her, do you?
No, I don't. That's why I gave it to you.
Okay. That's what I thought. But I wasn't sure because it was super chaotic when we were leaving, and I know you handed me a bag of miniatures. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I've got color art for her, but I don't have a painted version of her.
Yeah. No. I wanna paint her. And I gotta finish up. Actually, the girl in the pink, the one that I was painting, I've got more done on her. I just never showed you a photo because I'm a terrible person.
That's okay. It just means you're like Patrick.
What, where we do more work but we don't tell you or show you?
Yeah. Great.
It's true.
It's pretty funny.
It's very true. We're terrible, terrible people.
It's okay.
Well, because I work on it, like, sometimes I'm like, I'm going to sit and paint this.
Well, just as long as you get it done for Gen Con and you don't, wait till next Gen Con or anything.
I won't. I'm a terrible person. Whatever. I'm gonna help you. Oh my gosh, we were talking about setting up in that hot.
I am bringing a fan this year.
I know. We're gonna need like 10 fans, okay?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Liz. Just to confirm, I'm riding up with you and Jonathan, right?
Yes?
Okay.
Did you talk to John? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that was what the deal. I basically heard like, yeah, we're driving up to Gen Con. I was like, can I get a ride with you? And he's like, yeah. But Jonathan and I, that's like the extent of that plan.
Yeah. No,
So-
I don't think that's an issue. What?
So Liz, I'm gonna sleep on your couch the day before we drive up to Gen Con.
You don't have to sleep on my couch. We have a queen size bed now.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That works too.
Yeah.
Even better.
I know. So there's actually like a comfortable bed to sleep in. And of course, I expected that's what you were doing.
Just making sure.
No. It's fine.
I don't like to just show up.
No.
But yeah, we'll probably be there. I think we're driving up the 1st, and then we'll drive up the 2nd from your house to whatever the hell. I can't think now. Where the hell is Gen Con? Indy. I'm terrible. Yeah.
Because it
unless
starts.
unless I'm really dumb, I should have the hotel from them.
But it starts the 4th through the 7th, right?
Yeah, but setup day is Wednesday. So I like to get there the day before and sleep before setup day.
Oh. Okay. What time are they letting people set up?
Yes. Let me find my emails.
Because we're having an issue finding a dog sitter, so that might affect that. But
No
it's
problem.
only 8 hours.
Yeah. Well, another thing is they're changing how things are done this year. We can't just go park in the parking garage and then move all our stuff through the skywalk anymore.
Yeah.
We've actually got to go through the marshalling yard, and I have no idea how long that's going to take.
Okay.
Setup is 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Okay. So are you gonna be there super early?
We'll probably get up at like 8, get breakfast, and then head over there.
Okay.
I
might be able to just. Do you guys have room for like one person in your car? I might ride up with you. Because I wanted to help I wanted to help you guys set up.
Yeah, I mean you're welcome to do that.
If not, it's not a big deal.
I mean, because we have the van, we should have plenty of room.
Okay.
I think we could probably fit you and Heath if we needed to.
Okay. Well, Heath could always. Jonathan and Heath could come the next day.
Yeah.
And I could, because it takes the 3 of us to set that up. Didn't we do the 3 of us last year? Setting it up?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Because we have an issue with a dog sitter, so.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Unless we can figure it out. Got to talk to the downstairs person.
Yeah, sorry, I'm in the middle of like sketch zone right here.
No, it's cool. I'm just chatting with them. It's actually much less distracting to chat and paint rather than have to worry about like a camera and have the camera up and everything. So.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Usually when I do.
Yeah, we have the hotel from August 2nd until August 8th.
Okay. Charlie, what do you have? Okay.
And Heath, you're staying with Tom and them, right?
Yeah, I need to reconfirm with Tom and Brandon. I'm pretty sure they've got a hotel room and they don't have someone else staying with them, so I could probably figure it out.
Heath doesn't love us. He doesn't want to share a bed.
Love it really bad. I have an inflatable bed.
No. Don't let the world know.
Oh my god, the magic of knowing that I have an inflatable bed for cons.
Yeah, well, Heath was too late to try to get space into the OTL suite. He was beaten by the pages.
By the pages?
Yeah, Alex and Noah are going to have the middle area.
Oh, okay.
And you've got the other bedroom.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? What's going on? I'm over here painting a squirrel.
That's crazy.
I know.
I painted a Cajun.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Today?
I got Gambit from the Marvel game, so I was painting
Oh.
him up.
Oh. Those models are so awesome.
Yeah.
But the only problem is the night models, you have to pay all that money for the licensing, and a lot of those models aren't that good.
No, they really aren't. Like, there's a lot of casting issues with them too. I had to rummage through the Gambits to try to find one that wasn't too bad. And they're metal, so it's all that much more of a pain in the ass to try to clean anything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was my only complaint, is like, I have to pay all this money because I know you guys got licensing, but then, you can't even have good casting.
Yeah, that would be a little obnoxious.
The game is actually a lot of fun. It actually feels like a comic book, like when you're playing the game. It's pretty cool. And they redid the rule set, so.
Yeah, I haven't actually played yet. I've bought a Gambit so far. But I've got Nightcrawler, White Queen, and Jean Grey on order.
Oh. You haven't seen any of the new ones. I liked they did the animated series Batman for that.
Yeah. Oh, Jonathan will probably be interested. They're bringing out a Hulkbuster.
Oh no, don't tell him that. We have to save money, not spend it.
It's funny.
That's not happening in this industry.
We were all hanging out the other weekend, and there was like a video store around the corner from him that was closing down. And Liz was like, "We should go there." And Jonathan's like, "I just spent money," and she was like, "Oh, damn it! All right, don't go."
It's true. I'm like, you're right. We don't need any more crap.
Well, you need to get him like talking to Knights about doing videos, so they can send him models
Yeah,
to video.
exactly.
To video.
Not like they're not going to have art assets.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that he would love to do that. The only problem sometimes with doing licensed stuff, though, that really kind of isn't cool, is like, he had to do the video for Mantic for The Walking Dead, and he did this really, really, really cool video, and he used the comic art, and then they had to send it to whoever owns the Walking Dead comic, and they're like, no, we don't like this. We just want a slideshow of the images. Like, he made it so you were going through the comic, and do you remember that, Heath? I think he showed you.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, it was so neat. And he did like only like the blood or somebody's baseball cap was in color. It was very cool.
Well, that's the difference between a company and whoever holds the license and when you're dealing with it.
Right. Exactly.
Licenses are fun.
Yeah.
I will never speak ill of a license
Yeah.
in a stream.
Oh, I didn't say they weren't not fun. It's just,
But no, yeah, I mean, we've actually been pretty good with the licenses that we've been working with.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with how things are going. There's been a couple of stressful parts, but otherwise it's been really good.
Understandably so. Yeah, I can't imagine working like. Well, I did almost work with Palladium for a little while.
Dodge stopped going.
Oh no, I said their name. Yeah, but in the process of working with them on riffs, on trying to turn that into a miniature game, it turned into such a hot mess. They just visually refused to get out of the 90s. Like, the early 90s is apparently their jam, and God help you if you make a suggestion for them to change anything about that process. They will just not be about it. That's fine. That's their prerogative. I mean, if they have a fan base that doesn't want their stuff to change ever, that's great. But, I'm of the mentality that perhaps growing as a company is always a good idea. They did not agree. So yeah, that was fun.
You just don't work with them.
Yeah, at that point it's like, I'm done. The way they told us that we didn't get the job is they sent out a newsletter. They didn't even send it to us. They just sent out a newsletter like saying like, oh, we partner up with so and so. It's like, oh, so you were working with multiple groups at the same time and not guaranteeing work. That's cool. Do your thing.
Yay, being an artist is so much fun.
It is. I mean, hell, I'm sitting around here designing a character that's eventually going to become a miniature, and I freaking love it.
I
It's,
know.
it's turning out really nice, and I'm very happy about it. At the same time, there's just some nonsense you got to deal with every now and then, and that's okay. It's just part of the process.
You get used to it after a while.
Yeah, I'm sure. Sorry, I'm
No.
checking out the
We're
word.
all just being quiet.
Well, yeah.
Oh, it's all good. I'm just glad I got this character sketched out. I've had an idea in mind for the longest time about this character and the actual design itself. So you guys know, from a creative standpoint, when you design a character and or you're painting a miniature or you're writing background stuff for a character, and you have an idea in mind, and when you actually start setting to work, it starts turning out better than the idea you actually had.
Yeah.
That's what happened. This character came out really well.
That's the best feeling.
And for about 2.5 hours of sketching, especially with me talking as much as I did, I'm very happy with it. I gotta figure out these freaking bird fingers.
Bird fingers.
Sentences you only say in concept art. I gotta figure out all these freaking bird fingers.
Charlie.
They thought my lady was ugly.
Your lady?
No, I'm making a joke about when I did a Mantic Kickstarter, and they're like, all his women are ugly, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I don't draw supermodels all day.
Yeah.
Realistic expectations.
Almost sounded
What's
like the Power
that?
Rangers theme song. Realistic expectations, don't piss off Tumblr.
I don't think that's not possible.
What, to piss off Tumblr or have realistic expectations?
Yeah.
I like your answer. Yeah, all of that.
Trying to figure out what Jonathan's playing.
Smite?
Oh, yeah, he might be watching a video.
Okay.
Man, he's hardcore. He watches videos. He really does. And then he's like, how do you know these things? And he's like, because I watch videos.
Jonathan is playing Mighty Number 9.
Oh, is that what he's playing?
Yeah.
Ooh,
You can tell just by listening?
No, I've got the PlayStation app, and it tells me what he's playing.
Oh.
No, just slightly creepy. Sneaking in there.
Oh, creeping on my husband.
I creep on everyone. You should know that by now.
So you totally know, like, when we're watching Netflix?
No, it doesn't tell me that.
Oh, okay.
It just
Dude,
tells you when you're playing a game.
You know how many times I've had the fear run through my blood of watching something on Netflix and then, like, for the longest time, I thought people could kind of see what was happening, so I'd watch weird stuff at, like, late at night. Not embarrassing stuff. I'm pretty sure there was some anime about a cross-dresser.
Yeah, that really
Yeah.
narrows it down, man.
Yeah, I know, really. But I'm pretty sure the entire anime was aimed at girls, because it was a bunch of otaku that were living in this house together.
Oh, is that the one about the jellyfish?
Yes.
Ah, yeah.
So I watched the anime, and I thought it was adorable, and I freaking loved it. And I'm closing in on 30, so I've just stopped caring if people like are gonna judge me for watching my adorable little girl jellyfish anime.
Dude, you need to watch Himoto Umura-chan. It is fantastic.
And the statistical odds of me remembering that name are...
I will link it to you later.
No, Heath needs to watch One Punch Man.
That too.
Oh my god,
I have
that's
watched One
amazing.
Punch Man. It's
We have to finish
I'm
it.
excited about the new anime coming out from that creator.
Yeah, that looked really good.
Yeah.
And One Punch Season 2 got announced. It comes out December.
What? I like all of that. I want it.
Yeah, I was looking at Nanoroids last night, and I saw One Punch Man, and then the other like guy that's with him.
Mm-hmm.
I love Nendoroids.
I know. I saw a Mega Man one. Don't tell Jonathan, you guys. I don't have $44 right now. Like I'm gonna clear this from the search history right now.
There's a Captain America one too. Yeah, I know. There's a Captain America fig arts that just came out too. A couple of weeks ago. I've got it coming in. I know. I'm terrible.
This is dangerous. Absolutely dangerous.
I was thinking, I'm like, what's coming up that I can like surprise Jonathan with a gift? I'm like, nothing. I don't need to buy him anything.
I was gonna say, with the amount of minis you paint up for him, I'm pretty sure you're like good and clear for a while.
I don't know. Probably not according to him.
Well,
more.
You know, the best gift you could give him is when
Don't finish that sentence.
Liz, you are filthy, and I love it. No, I was going to say the best gift you guys could do for each other is convincing me, because of all your help and suggestions, to turn you into actual miniatures into the game.
I thought you had done that already.
Nope.
Like, the bard is John.
Yeah, but he's not real yet.
He's not real yet. I'm not a real boy yet.
And the one that is Elizabeth, which hasn't been announced or shown yet.
Wasn't that shown, like, forever ago?
Nope. Not yet.
M's like, I saw it.
I'm pretty sure I've seen it.
You've seen it, M, but I don't
Yeah, okay, I thought so.
I don't think the fabulous backers have seen it yet.
No.
Such glorious awesomeness.
I need to get Liz and John into Endless as well.
Well, I'm patient, so...
Yeah, that's what you are. Patient.
Where's my money?
Yeah, literally on Facebook today, because she's painting things up for me, I got a message on Facebook that was like, "Bitch, where's my money?" I was like, "Whoa,
hey,
there."
It's you got to do it like the Dave Chappelle style, right? Like Rick James. Where's my money?
There's also that thing that we're teaming up to work on that can't be announced yet. It's a secret.
I know.
That I remember literally like a day after we talked about me working on it, you were like, "Hey, have you worked on it yet?" I was like, "Whoa."
That's why I'm patient. That's why I'm patient. See.
Super duper patient. If there's anything I know.
Because you've done so much. You've done so much. Because you're awesome. I'm gonna paint some bombshell miniatures for Patrick.
You should. He's awesome.
Mm-hmm. I told him I want to paint Kelpington. Kelpington.
Oh, the little admiral.
Yes.
Yeah, that one will be fun to see.
It's like, I'm gonna paint any of those Critterkins. It's got to be that one.
Oh man, I think I may know. So on this piece I've been working on tonight, the pose isn't really dynamic whatsoever, but it kind of works with the character. I think what I'm going to tell the sculptor to do is basically make it look like they're like striding forward just a little bit, and basically just make it look like they're slowly approaching the other character and will obliterate them when they show up.
Like Kira.
Ah, Kira.
Those arms will probably need to come off.
On this character?
Yeah. Because you got those daggers going in that crazy-ass angle.
Yeah, true. I could also flare them out a little bit, too. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm not against things being in pieces anymore.
Good, good. That's for the best, because it's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, you know, there was always the thought of like, oh, I'm going to get this thing cast, and I'm going to really worry about things. And I have to a degree, but I don't let it stop me from actually doing a design. I'll edit a design after the fact, to make it a little bit more happy and castable, but...
But otherwise, she looks pretty good. I don't really see anything that'll be an issue.
Yeah, I don't imagine so. Because I can almost imagine, like the sword bits may have to come off, and I could see the upper body and the lower body being disconnected into two different pieces. But
Nah, depending on how the sculptor backfills that, I think it'll be fine. It's really just the dangles,
the dingle dongles.
how the dingle dongles go at an angle outward, backward.
Listen, those
to
dingle
interfere with the
hoppers.
planes. But otherwise, yeah, it should be fine.
Well, like I said, this isn't.
Like, I could probably cast that, but I would prefer if those, because those daggers would probably have a chance of snapping off.
Mm-hmm.
Is really the concern.
Make Emily's life hard. Do it.
Does that enough anyway?
Yeah, I'm super good at that.
I love you, Em.
Oh, good God. Whew.
It's the middle of my day. Don't woof me.
Yeah, don't woof you. I've been going at it all day long.
Oh, you have, huh?
Listen, I showed up to the office today and basically hit the ground running, and I've been working on a piece for Patrick Heath here recently that has been destroying me.
I know. I saw it. It's very amazing. The one you showed us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Jawsome.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm doing this counterblast thing, and I'm doing like a Street Shark sci-fi thing, like a Han and Chewie piece, and
it's really impressive.
Well, that's just like the whole piece together. It's not going to come together until the last 10 minutes of me working on it.
No. But what you have so far is very, very impressive. I was super impressed.
Like I can digitally paint or something.
Yeah, imagine that. You have skill.
Oh my God, what? 6 years in the industry and I can kind of do stuff? All right.
Don't be mean. You didn't mean it like that.
No. Liz, that was so sad. You know, I know. I'm completely messing with you. That was a bit of me having confidence of being like, I actually do know what I'm talking about.
I thought you were giving me a hard time. I'm just like, but I was just trying to be nice.
Liz, I perpetually give you a hard time. You know
I know.
Things do happen.
When are you gonna go pick up those the new sculpts from the caster? Or not the sculpts, but the 3D prints.
I'm going to go pick them up officially tomorrow.
Cool. So you're gonna swing. Yay! You're gonna swing by, and you should bring Abexis, and then I can paint him.
Yeah, that'll be cool. I'm excited about Ibexus.
Yeah, he's
on a bun.
He's the surly one.
God, he is surly. Like a pirate captain.
What?
Sorry, signatures being wonky. Yay! I sign things. It's funny because every now and then I'll sign a check like that, and the registrar just looks at me like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I'm like, "Come on."
Fancy.
Or I'll have people go, "Is that your signature?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Oh, okay." And I'm like, "Damn it."
Look at you being all fancy, writing checks.
Writing checks and signing bills and being an adult.
Who uses checks anymore?
It's sort of true.
Old
Apparently
women and Heath. That's who.
Old women and
I actually had to write a check on Sunday. We went to a barbecue place, and that's all they took was cash and checks.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's good quality barbecue.
It was fantastic. Like, holy shit, I wish that I had known about it when Liz and John were down here. I would have taken them to it.
By the way, I hope you know that I'm officially upset with you that I took you to, I should probably change this since I'm not screen sharing anymore. Back to Heath. Hey.
Oh god, it's Heath.
Yeah, in my vast array of paper and my super
Oh my gosh.
my super official phone that's literally sitting on the mound of paper.
Okay, so just for the record, Heath, the place you work is hipster, and the place you live is just hipster. Okay?
He just lives and breathes hipster.
He really does. Look at those walls.
Dude, if I had
Those
record
walls, look at those glasses. I mean...
And it's authentically hipster, you know, because it's in a really bad neighborhood, and I'm pretty sure my car might have gotten broken into while I was doing this. You know, I walked down the street and a guy threw a record for his band that nobody's heard of, and then I went and got some artisanal pizza that's made with gluten-free, and I got mugged by a local youth, but that's okay. He needed it, and
Yeah.
you know, I'm a 9th level vegan. I don't eat things that cast shadows.
And then when he goes, oh yeah, I have this like patio on the top of my building, and he takes us up there, and it is literally a view of the entire downtown, like, of Atlanta, of the skyscrapers. He's like, it's okay. 9 months after he's moved in there, and I've never seen the patio, and he finally takes me up there. I'm like, I hate you. I hate you. It's gorgeous.
That is ridiculous.
It was.
And that is
was
so Heath.
Listen,
so Heath.
I pay good money to be there, and I love my apartment. And I love my apartment complex.
And the pool you never swim in.
I like when I really look at the facts. I'm like, besides music, I am totally a hipster. I know that for a fact. Besides music and riding a bike around town, and my fashion choices.
No, you've got pretty hipstery fashion choices.
Yeah, my T-shirt and blue jeans that actually fit and let me breathe.
I don't know. I've seen you far too many times in button-up shirts.
I've been wearing button-up shirts since the 7th grade. You can't fault me for that.
The lumberjack hipster. That's how we should classify it.
A lumbersexual, as I've heard they are called.
Yes.
It's always anytime I'm wearing a plaid shirt with the facial hair and stuff, and any girl is interested in me, she's like, ooh, and then she talks to me for 3 seconds, and she's like, oh, God.
Nope.
I'm a tabletop miniature artist. Do you know what D&D is? I draw stuff for that.
Oh, God,
No. Well, you know, she's not worth your time if you start off the conversation and she's not interested.
See, what I need to do is to just be like, I'm an artist and an entrepreneur.
Yeah. Don't tell her until it's too far and she can't get out. Until she's in that pit in your basement. And then...
She's just in my apartment. I lock the door and be like,
yep.
Ha-ha, you're trapped now. Let's watch all the Star Wars movies. I need to tell you about my wild fan theories.
Oh my gosh.
Listen, if I open the door to my apartment, there's literally a gauntlet of comic books and statues and toys and...
It's gorgeous.
And I love it to death, and it is meant as a gauntlet of nerdy glory that if you can make it through that hallway and get to the other side, it is glorious. Oh yeah, I forgot. At the end of the hallway, there's a droidicar from freaking Star Wars Episode 1. I forgot that.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I forgot I have giant cardboard robots in my apartment.
And you've got the Roger. I don't know the official name for that one, but the robot.
I'm pretty sure anyone our age or around our age knows exactly what the Roger is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh God, there's people born that can drive cars that haven't seen the prequels, and they are living a much better life than us.
Somehow your house or apartment manages to be more of a nerdy gauntlet than my house, which is quite the feat.
No.
I don't have life-size, things hanging around my house.
Here's the trick.
Geek chic, right? And you're just like eclectic because you have so much cool stuff to look at.
Here's the thing is that as an adult nerd, what you've got to do is instead of hanging up posters, you frame them and hang them nicely. And then if you have toys and stuff, you put them in a little glass box.
She has that.
Present them.
She totally has that. And then she's got like shelves upon shelves in their room of just statues and figures, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I hate you.
Liz, not Liz, Emily, here's what you need to do. You need to just get a pair of glasses like these and throw on some scarf and start talking about how you have a rescue dog.
Up on my walls here, I'm like, what the hell is this shit? This is just garbage. Trash on my wall.
No, those are all a bunch of garbage illustrations you've got there.
Like you're like me, You're like the 12-year-old girl. You're the 12-year-old girl nerd where you're just like, look at my unicorns. That's me. Yeah. See?
my pretty little princess toys.
Yes.
I really need to get batteries for this, so it actually does the music.
What? Which one?
This is the music, the Holy Chalice from Sailor Moon.
You're lucky I didn't see that.
Yes, that was kept secret, hidden away.
Yeah.
In my
you
office.
Probably hid all the Sailor Moon stuff, all of it.
You want to know the nerdiest thing that I actually have in my apartment right now is a stuffed sand-filled lizard from my childhood. And his name is Kano, and he was one of my favorite childhood toys. And my mom had to constantly keep fixing him with needle and thread, and he literally like sand leaked out of him. And I still have him to this day. Like I can't think of any other childhood toys besides maybe a Lego brick that is somehow permanently implanted into my body from stepping on it somehow. Like, I used to have all this awesome, like, Power Rangers and Transformers and all this stuff. And
you have Hero Quest, right?
I do have a crap ton of Heroes Quest, and they're sitting in a box. And I'm pretty sure I have a $200 Hero Quest model that is busted now.
Oh, why is it busted?
Because I threw them all in one giant box, because I was like...
It's Heath, and Heath destroys minis.
I do.
Yeah, he really does.
Especially priceless ones.
It's got a price point. I know exactly what it is. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
He's like, I just handed to her, and I'm like, please fix this.
No, literally, it's funny because at Adepticon, Liz had my first painted mini that I was showing off for anyone who was watching who has no idea. It was Roland, the red panda, and literally she dropped it with her competition level pieces and was in tears. And she was apologizing to me that the little sword on my miniature I gave her snapped off.
Hey.
She dropped it a foot, the sword snapped off, and her pieces came apart, and she had to fix them and do stuff. But you were like in tears apologizing to me about it.
Yeah, but though that's work.
But the funny thing is that in your hands, you drop it a foot and you're in tears, and then in my hands, I drop it from 5 feet and it shatters into 30 pieces.
I think I sighed at you. I think I was like...
You should have, I
did. I think I sighed at him, because I was there.
I'm pretty sure my heart stopped working for like 5 minutes.
It doesn't have to.
Oh, God. Terrible. That's why I'm glad you got Tank, because Tank is 2 pieces.
Yeah.
He's literally a two-piece giant miniature.
And that the same thing applies to M, too, is like, if anything ever breaks, I'll totally fix it. Even other painted ones, like, I'm a pro. I worked at CMON. That's what we had to do after every convention.
Oh my God, well, I can't imagine.
Oh, it's terrible.
So this, if I can get it in there, right?
What is that?
This is one of the Brushfire greens that I got back from our caster. Yeah. This is a pile of sadness.
Oh no!
I have in the display case.
That was a Dragoon, wasn't it?
There.
You should have had me look at some of those.
A pile of stuff.
Yeah.
Those are all the Brushfire greens, and like 90% of them are no longer usable for anything anymore because they were just destroyed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
You should have had me piece together some of the less damaged ones. We could.
Yeah, I might have you do that at some point.
Pick
try
out
to salvage some of that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like that's a big part of why Brushfire went away is because we can't. I can't make anything with that.
Well, luckily 3D printing is getting pretty cheap.
Yeah. Having a 3D mesh for everything at least means that you can always make another one.
Yes, that is that's the main advantage with the base 5 in Wonder Kickstarter, which you guys should go check out. It's awesome. It's full of crate minis and fun times.
I talked about it last night in the podcast too.
Yes.
I was like, Jonathan made me. That's literally what I said. I'm like, Jonathan was like, remember. I'm like, okay. I'll do that.
Well, and I appreciate that. You guys have been huge help in supporting things. It has been wonderful. I forgot what I was talking about.
I'm sorry.
Is fun.
3D printing.
3D printing.
Yes, and that is the magical point of having those first 5 3D sculpted is I can also have them 3D printed. It's magical. I can print as many as I want, and the place I go to, they build custom bridges for the 3D printer so they're not all jacked up in their face.
That's good.
And they've been doing a good job.
They'll be who we're using for our next attempt at 3D printing, which I'm hoping will actually work out this time.
Well, they're a little bit more expensive than Shapeways, but here's the thing about Shapeways that I've learned.
Shapeways is a pile of crap, and I haven't used them.
Yes. Here's the thing about Shapeways is that they outsource everything.
Yeah.
Every single thing that they work on, they outsource, and it's funny because they approached the 3D printer I use about outsourcing, apparently, and their price point was just not fitting it, and I was like, I'd rather be able to drive to a place and see the 3D printer in the face. Like, it seems like the most alien concept. Like,
no, I mean, that is how I like doing things, too. I like the ability that I have to know that if I ever get really pissed off at you, you're 7 hours away from me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Well, I think it's hilarious that, in my mind, I put a huge value on being able to, like, go face-to-face with limited technology, shake someone's hand, and do business, while they are using the highest grade cutting edge technology to do their business. It's all a little bit odd to me, but it's a fantastic process. Although the next mini that I'm getting done for the line is not being done 3D at all. It is fully traditional, and I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one as well.
I was hoping Patrick Heath would show up on the podcast and actually, not podcast, stream, and actually talk about it. But,
he's sick of all of us.
Yeah.
He probably is. He sent me a rough of the sculpt, and I made some edits on the helmet, and there was a lot of them, and I felt bad, and he didn't talk to me all day long. Turns out he was just busy, but for a moment I was like, did I just piss off an industry legend?
I'd be so upset with you.
Dude, I would be too.
Well, probably also that if he was in here, I would be bugging him about progress on our stuff too. So.
All right. Well, it is 10:30, guys. I think that is a good time to end this whole thing. It's been running for about 3 hours. Thank you guys so much for coming in and checking it out, even though my screen is blank as far as I can tell right now.
Yeah. You turned off your video or something?
That's fine. We finished a sketch for a future concept. It may be a stretch goal if things go ham in the Kickstarter. If it's not, then eventually we will release that sucker down the line. Thank you guys for hanging out. Andrew, thanks for hanging in here this whole time. Elizabeth, thanks for popping in and talking about sculpting, or not sculpting, painting Kira and my horrible nature of dropping things. And Emily, thanks for being on here the whole time. And
Andrew says it was fun.
He does say it was fun. That's fantastic. Well, Andrew, there's probably going to be more of these, man, so feel free to stop in and hang out. You know, this is exactly the kind of thing I was hoping this would be, just chilling with some friends and sketching out characters and talking about the Kickstarter, which you guys should check out. We're 75% funded. Woo!
Woo!
If we can keep it going, like, I think we're maybe 10 backers away from 5K. If we can get into that shape by the last 2 days, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll get there. Don't worry.
Yeah, it'll be good. Well, anyways, until next time, guys, I will see you later.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.